그럼 다행이네요.
He looks like Evil Wing. Yeah. But he's hot. Like yes, I hope he and Jerome make out. With that, the man at the corner gets up from his seat. He slowly makes his way to the door. As he walks past Jerome Adams, he looks at the ladder with an ambiguous smile. There's BL, you guys.
직접 내 손으로
That's hot.
폭탄을 터뜨리는
Someone draw
느낌은
that.
별로였겠군.
네?
걱정할 것 없어. 다만 충고 하나 하자면 다음부턴
A casual
조심하는 게
threat.
좋을 거야.
Okay. Alleyway. In the dead of the night, a rustle is heard near the corner railings. There is a dull thud of something landing on the ground. The black railing is like a chasm separating the two figures.
야, 우태양, 빨리 돌아와.
He sounds so weak. The boy nervously surveys his surroundings, but the runaway who has jumped over the railing doesn't move an inch. The full moon hangs high in the sky. The shadow beneath his feet is stretched, gradually becoming blurred.
왜 돌아가야 되는데? 뭐? 왜라니? 넌 지금 규정을 어긴 거야. 잡히면 벌 받을 거라고. 겨우 그것 때문에? 겨우 그거라니. 원장님의 벌이 두렵지 않아? 그 아저씨가 뭐가 무섭다는 거야? 벌은 날 잡고 나서나 얘기하라 그래.
These are very good actors. Gerard snorts, then turns to leave. I think his name was Oteong? But after taking a few steps, he hesitates and turns his head to glare at the other boy.
이러기만 해. 그럼 돌아와서 흠씬 두들겨 줄 테니까. 안 그럴게.
Yeah, he says, if you tell on me, I'll make sure to pay you back. Something like that. The boy is at a loss and stays rooted to the ground as he mumbles and shakes his head. By the time he regains his composure, the dark figure has disappeared at the end of the road, blending into the darkness. Stellus Public Hospital.
刚醒不久就这么激动，看来我刚才说的那些话你都听进去了。
Marius gets up from his seat and takes half a step back. He twists his wrist and slowly smooths his crinkled suit cuff. What a threatening gesture. The man on the bed gathers his strength as he struggles to sit up, but his frail body only manages to sway a little. His wide eyes stare fixedly in front, and his mouth opens and closes helplessly, resembling a struggling fish on the chopping board.
别白费力气了，意志力战胜病魔的奇迹是不会发生在你这种人身上的。
Cold.
看在你听力应该没问题的份上，我就最后再告诉你一件事情好了。金山，如今海奥森彻底倒台，你没了后盾，还想活命的话，就只能仰仗何印了。
Turner's face twists and his body shakes even more violently. He babbles and groans, struggling to raise his hand to pull the hem of Marius' shirt before him.
好好休息。
Wow, ice cold Marius. I'm not gonna lie, kinda hot. Marius picks up the fallen blanket and covers the man in bed. As Marius opens the door and prepares to leave the ward, an inscrutable smirk appears on his face.
哦，真是意料之外啊！
いたら何か都合でも悪いのか？
不，你来的正巧。我刚刚单方面和他聊了会儿，现在他的情绪不是很稳定，你没事的话，可以稍微看着点儿。
Luke, who was initially leaning on the wall with his arms crossed, straightens up and sweeps a cold gaze over Tyson Turner, who seems emotionally disturbed.
わざわざ病室まで来て旗と世間話とはな。まさか泉、友達が少ないのか？
So it's reversed. First, he says for you to travel all the way down to the hospital and chat with Tyson Turner. Don't tell me it's that you don't have any friends.
有钱人会缺朋友，看来你的想象力还是不够丰富。就是因为朋友太多了，我才想找个不怎么熟的人说会儿话。
Marius is still wearing the same smile he had on at the headquarters earlier. But when he gives Luke a side glance, his eyes reveal a sense of sarcasm and coldness, completely different from his tone.
既然正巧遇见了，我们也可以顺便聊聊。
There's a lot of interaction between the boys.
据我所知，国安针对海奥森事件成立了特别调查组。你们想尽办法封锁消息，以鉴定失误为由，将 N2X 泄露粉饰成了一起医药事故，对吗？
Luke pauses, then gives a slight nod.
ああ、余計な騒ぎは黒幕逮捕の邪魔になる。上の判断だよ。
我理解，我也是听说秦山醒了才会百忙之中抽空过来，看看能不能问出些什么有用的情报。只可惜他连句像样的话也说不了。看他估计还被蒙在鼓里，我就索性直接把海奥森的下场告诉他了。至于结果，你也看到了。
Marius appears calm as he explains everything in detail. In response to his words, Luke is silent for a moment before his eyes fall on Marius's cuff.
なるほどな。ところで一つ聞きたいんだが、お前みたいな金持ちでも決まったスーツを着回すもんなのか？袖口のボタン一つ取れてるぞ。
谢谢提醒，我这就去买套新的。
I see. Luke watches Marius leave the ward without any intention of stopping him. He then walks to the bed and sees the exhausted Turner still struggling feebly in bed. He presses the bell for the nurse.
病気の進行を少しでも抑えたいなら、動かずにじっとしておくことだ。
With that, Turner stops. While waiting for the nurse to come, Luke carefully searches the ward. As expected, he discovers an exquisitely crafted button lying at the corner under the bed. At the same time, his phone rings.
ああ、すでに病院に来てる。今のところパックスに異常はない。引き続きマークを頼む。
It is inevitable to pass through the registration and clinic in Main Building 1 when leaving the hospital. Harrison has been a well-known supplement brand. Due to the reports on medical accidents, aside from the large number of victims who have been affected, even people who have never consumed their supplements are in fear, and many have made appointments in the hospitals for a total body checkup. Marius twists and turns his wrist. With Vincent helping to clear a path through the rowdy crowd, he strides forward towards the hospital's exit.
작은 도련님, 장태산 병실에서 무슨 일이 있으셨습니까? 입고 계신 옷이...
Facing the larger-than-usual crowd in the hospital, Vincent has no choice but to get closer to Marius so that his voice doesn't get drowned out by the noise. Ooh, whispering in his ear? At this distance, he notices creases and a lost button on Marius's originally neat suit.
哦，发生了点意外，下午还有会，先随便找家店买套新的。
Congratulations on surviving, Kathy. All of a sudden, a small figure runs into Marius.
괜찮으십니까?
我倒是没什么。
Marius lowers his head and is about to help the girl who has knocked him up from the ground. But the girl grabs tightly into the corner of his shirt instead. She is about the age of a freshman in elementary school, but her grip is unusually strong. What is a freshman in elementary school? A first grader? Is that what they're trying to say?
怎么了？小小年纪就想碰瓷儿？
오빠, 병문안 온 거죠? 혹시 돈 많아요?
为什么这么说？
병원에 정장을 입고 오는 사람은 적잖아요. 그러니까 오빠, 혹시 돈 좀 빌려줄 수 있어요? 제가 크면 꼭 갚을게요. 아빠 혼자선 엄마의 치료비를 도저히 모을 수가 없어요.
Cute little scammer. Marius follows her gaze and scans his surroundings. With the large crowd, he finds it difficult to identify the girl's mother, not to mention that everyone in the hospital seems sick and tired. After a short silence, he gives the girl an indifferent smile.
抱歉啊，大哥哥只是个卖保险的，也没什么钱。之所以穿成这样， 主要是为了做好面子功夫，方便向那些病人的家属推销大病医疗险。
While gently pushing the girl away from himself, he raises his cuff in front of the girl.
不信的话，你看，大哥哥租来的西装破的扣子都掉了，回头还得给店里赔钱呢。
Oh my gosh. The first part is legit survive for as long as you can with just a stock pistol. Nice.
진짜네.
走吧，文哥，继续去跑业务了。
그래야지. 작은 둘째야.
Vincent is cute. Marius heaves a long sigh of relief when they finally get out of the hospital, but he shows no sign of heading toward the car park immediately. Instead of hurrying him, Vincent stays with him and gazes at the people going in and out of the door while waiting for the appropriate time to speak.
작은 도련님, 방금 그 일은 제가 처리할까요?
你知道怎么做？
네, 정말 돕고 싶지 않으셨다면 아이의 기분을 의식해서 변명도 하지 않으셨을 겁니다. 방금 같은 상황에서는 도움의 손길을 내밀기도 힘들었을 테니까요.
确实，那么小的孩子要是早早就尝到了有求必应的甜头。
Vincent knows him so well.
那等他遇到无法如愿的时候，心理上的落差就会让他不惜去出卖一些东西，以求最终达到目的。
걱정 마세요, 작은 도련님. 치료비는 제가 병원 측과 협상해 도움을 준 사실을 알 수 없게 하겠습니다.
也别让他们直接接触到钱。医院里有那么多双眼睛盯着，就算给他们一笔巨额的医疗费，他们也未必能守得住。毕竟，按照常理来看，当一个人突然拥有了超越自己能力范围的东西时，就很容易遭到反噬。
Is that going to be a theme? Before he can finish his sentence, a loud ambulance siren can be heard from far too near, instantly drowning out his voice. The moment the ambulance parks, the medical personnel who are waiting at the door busily transporting while resuscitating the blood-soaked casualty on the stretcher.
작은 도련님, 가시죠. 새로운 정장을 준비해뒀습니다.
Marius snaps out of his daze and nods.
对了，还有一件事，有关海奥森的庭审刚刚过去不久，盯紧点网上的报道。
걱정하지 마세요. 제가 계속 신경 쓰고 있습니다.
After the trial, Harrison has been thrust into the limelight, taking the top spot in all the lists of trending searches. Yeah, I guess the truth is out now. That was a really big episode. But gradually, the reports about N2X changed their direction after the initial blip.
방금 장태산을 보러 가신 사이에 정부가 또 새로운 보도를 내놓았습니다.
Vincent takes out the tablet and hands it over to Marius. Reports on Harrison health products containing noxious X-xenogene should not be prematurely concluded. Results about the specific harmful ingredients found are still pending the test results.
这种说法可真有意思。
After which, an idea seems to strike Marius as he purses his lips thoughtfully.
记得关注一下舆论风向，那些挑事的内容，想办法该删的就删。如果实在控制不住，必要时可以拿合印。不。 拿我当做挡箭牌，别让他被舆论裹挟。
네, 알겠습니다.
Chapter 9 begins. Okay, here we go. Luke. Reports on Harrison health products containing noxious X-xenogene should not be prematurely concluded. Details about the specific harmful ingredients found are still pending the test results. Rosa was intending to just browse around on her phone before sleeping, but when she saw the trending news placed at the top of the app list, her sleepiness instantly vanished. Indeed, the existing N2X sample can no longer be considered the source of the noxious X-xenogene epidemic. But to people who don't know about the truth, doesn't this article draw a clear line between Harrison and N2X? Just when she's about to read on, she notices the message counter at the top right corner of the article. It's already at 999 plus. The avatars of those who sent the direct messages ranging from manga characters and currently popular celebrities to pictures of dogs, cats, or even emoticons. But they are obviously real human beings. Their messages are also highly varied, a mix of positive and negative. So, is there N2X in Harrison products? What's with that trial? Why aren't you saying anything? Are you silenced by someone? What a joke. That outdated virus has long been eliminated, okay? You just spend more time checking facts online. After entering her account ID in the search engine as the keyword, information about her history pops up everywhere on the result page. The trial about Harrison was the source of the N2X rumor, and as a defense attorney, her information suddenly became everyone's focus of attention. I remember providing my social media account ID to the media a long time ago when they came to the law firm for an interview. It's been so many years. Did they manage to dig it out? Even though the links in most of the posts have expired, there are still many new comments on them. Oh dear. Just when she's worrying about if this will cause trouble to the law firm and whether she should inform Artem about it, a post with a very high share count shows up as her home page refreshes. The post calmly requests for everyone to stop such doxing acts. Due to its large number of followers, the post has attracted many shares. She's about to open the post when her phone rings. Hi, Mr. Wing. Why did you suddenly...
미안해요. 제가 잠을 깨웠나요?
Ah, his voice. No, of course not. I'm not yet asleep. I was just surprised. Is there anything important the matter?
네, 맞아요. 내일 말하면 너무 갑작스러울까 봐 미리 알려주는 거예요. 일단 내일은 출근하지 말아요.
Oh? Huh? I don't have to go to the office? Does that mean... Artem seems to understand her worries and calmly adds on.
오해하지 마요. 말
Don't
그대로
misunderstand.
잠시 출근을 하지 말라는 것뿐이니까요. 한동안 사무소 주위에 기자들이 매복해 있을 거예요. 기자들이 쓸데없는 기사를 더 써내면 불필요한 문제가 생길 수 있으니 연 대표님과 상의해서 내린 결론이에요.
Journalists? Is it because of the discussions online?
봤어요?
Yeah, it is a fact that Harrison effervescent packets contains N2X. But the news... This is just bizarre. Artem falls silent for a few seconds. Over the phone, she faintly hears him heave a soft sigh.
그 일은 내일 본부에서 얘기하죠. 아무튼 누군가가 따라붙을 수 있으니 혼자 집을 나서지 마세요. 준비 끝나고 연락하면 제가 데리러 갈게요.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wing.
아니에요. 얼른 자요. 댓글들은 보지 말고요.
Oh. Sure. Good night, Mr. Wing. After whispering good night, neither she nor he hangs up the call immediately. He abruptly breaks the silence with his gentle voice.
분명 잘 해낼 수 있을 거예요. 잘 자요.
By the time she regains her composure, she realizes Artem has already hung up the call. In the silence of the night, she can still vaguely hear his gentle and encouraging words reverberating in her ears. He's so sweet. However, the more she thinks about it, the more she feels that there's a hidden emotion in his words, like the brief moment of peace that vanishes before the thunderstorm. The following morning, she and Artem arrive at the N2X headquarters together for their regular meeting, since she's unable to go to the office. The usually lively meeting room has suddenly become quiet. Only Luke is standing alone in front of the empty table. Where are the others?
다들 개인적인 일이 있어서 이번에는 오지 않을 거예요.
Other personal business? Regardless of what happened, Marius and Dr. Richter will never miss a meeting. Her thoughts begin to run wild as she looks at Luke. He slumps over the table with a cold expression. In front of him is a holographic display that is connected to the back-end big data lab. Upon hearing the unlocking sound of the door, he looks up and stares at her and Artem thoughtfully before looking directly at her.
早いな。今日は休みにしたんだろ？もう少し寝てから来ればよかったのに。
He straightens up and a warm smile spreads across his face as he greets the both of them with his usual hand wave. I guess my body clock doesn't allow that. I usually wake up around this time on weekdays, and I can't sleep any later.
강혁 씨도 빨리 왔네요.
His eyes are so cold. Artem picks the farthest chair and sits down, looking at the screen.
빅데이터 센터의 권한 일부가 이미 넘어가서 이렇게 빨리 와도 별 소용 없을 텐데요. 아니면 권한을 얻을 수 있는 다른 방법이라도 있는 건가요?
まさか。仮に俺がこいつをハッキングできたとしたら、パックスはお役御免でしょうね。
What are they saying? Why don't I understand them at all? Are they bickering? And what's with the transferred access? Why did no one inform me about it? Yeah, why are they not telling Rosa things? What do you mean by the access has been transferred? Aren't we in charge of investigating N2X? Moreover, the PAX group has the highest authority over Big Data Lab. No one should be able to hack it.
이번 일은 국정원의 뜻이에요. 헤이슨이 N2X를 불법으로 개발한 사실이 드러나자 국정원에서 특별조사팀을 설립했어요.
Oh.
밖으로 정보가 새는 것을 막고 빅데이터 센터의 일부 권한을 넘겨받아 철저히 조사할 예정이라고 해요.
What? They're taking over? NSB? Does that mean NSB is the one pressuring PAX behind the scenes? Luke, did you know about this beforehand? Why would NSB do this all of a sudden? Looking at her questioning eyes, Luke sighs helplessly.
ここのメンバーと距離が近かったせいか、それに関しては俺も後から聞かされたんだ。まあ、理由については俺も知らされてないけどな。それはさておき、新しい発見があったので、そっちを共有しときます。
NSB is, I think, the National Security Bureau or something. It's basically the government, like secret services. It's or special forces. It's the organization Luke is a part of. So it's the feds. As for the reason, they know why. Okay. Luke swipes the screen and places case file information on display. They want to hijack the case and steal the credit? Yeah, maybe. Or they want to hide something. It's very rare that the government is not already involved. Although they did send Luke, right? But maybe they sent Luke to keep an eye on things. Who knows? This type of story can go any direction. All information about cases Harrison is directly involved in, as well as the cases suspected to be connected to the harmful effects of N2X, has been locked. Though the team still has access to many cases, all of them seem unrelated to their current investigation.
現状は見ての通りですが、問題ありと分類されている案件のうち、
Typical Fed boys,
N2X と
yeah.
関わりがないものについては、まだ閲覧ができました。で、それらを確認していて一つ気づいたんですが、閲覧が制限された現状でなお、ビッグデータセンターがとある案件をピックアップしていたんです。
Is this the case we're picking up?
ただおかしなことに、その案件は1年以上前に起きた事案にもかかわらず、収録された日付がつい最近の表示になっていました。
Rosa gives the file a cursory glance and realizes that there's not much information on it, though it appears to be a disappearance case. The name of the missing person is Gerard Boone, a 14-year-old teenager. He has been missing ever since he escaped from the 3rd Juvenile Correctional Facility in Stellis. So he's 14 now. That means that the scene that we saw when he ran off, he was 13. Juvenile Correctional Facility. That's a place for minors who have committed crimes or violated the law, where correctional education is conducted for them. Why would this case be at the top? Isn't it usually only cases related to N2X that have such a high priority? The holographic display glows with a faint cold light, like a pair of eyes silently gazing at all three of them.
さあな、ビッグデータセンターが喋ってくれたら楽なんだけど。佐京さんはどう思います？確か失踪事件は佐京さんの担当でしたよね。
그럴 여유 없습니다.
Artem shakes his head. His behavior is different from last night, and his attitude is surprisingly aloof. Yeah, he's acting weird.
요즘 사무소엔 권익 보호 상담이 많이 들어오고 있어요. 의뢰인 대부분은 헤이슨 직원이거나 건강 보조품을 복용했었던 사람들이죠. 전 이쪽 사건을 더 우선적으로 처리할 겁니다. 오늘 이곳에 온 것도 관련 사안을 논의하기 위한 것이고요.
It seems like he's taking his hands off of the group. Is the group gonna disband? I mean, if they're taking over, if NSB is taking over, the group will disband, right? Can the law firm handle it? I don't have any important cases on hand now. How about I help you?
아니요, 괜찮아요.
But Artem simply rejects her offer and avoids her gaze. His attitude makes her bite back the words she was about to say, and she stands there in silence. Luke notices the awkwardness and immediately breaks the silence.
なら、例の失踪者は俺と彼女で追います。いいですか？
Then I guess she and I will take care of this disappearance case. Is that all right?
네, 원래 강혁 씨가 하는 일이니까요.
Artem stands up and prepares to leave. He takes a last look at her before he leaves. What? What do you mean a last look? Okay, sorry. I'm overreacting.
업무는 제가 처리할 테니 걱정 말아요. 며칠 동안은 주변이 어수선할 테니 출근하지 말고요.
Okay, I got it. I get they're trying to like maybe protect her. I feel like they've already started to keep some secrets. Some stuff is going on, and I don't know. Like, I get that it's partially because she's the most normal of all of them. She's got the most to, not the most to lose, but she's the easiest target, right? If anything happens. So maybe that's why. But it's also like, it's been 9 episodes or 8 episodes, you know? I feel like Rosa has proven that she's one of them now, right? She can handle herself. So I feel like they should let her in on whatever's going on here, because something sus is up. Something sus is up.
그럼 조심해요.
Artem marches out of the room swiftly. His figure disappears before the automatic door has even closed. Yeah, Artem's acting weird. Having such an invisible barrier between her and him, a feeling of insecurity gradually swells within her. No, see? Exactly. This is what it does. It just makes her feel more insecure. After all, the two have never bid goodbye in such a distant manner before. If that's the case, will the two of them be fine again the next time she sees him?
Oi.
He's like, stop daydreaming about him. I'm in front of you. Luke spins the touch pen in his hand as he walks toward her and catches her off guard as he taps on her forehead.
資料ばっか読んでても退屈だろうし、そろそろここから出るか？
Where to?
ステラ市第三少年院。例の失踪事件で呉谷良平が最後に目撃された場所だよ。
He takes out his motorcycle key from his pocket and waves it in front of her.
ついでにドライブでもして少しリフレッシュしよう。
Ooh, motorcycle ride. Dangerous. I'm not fond of motorcycle rides ever since that trip in Vietnam when we fell over because some guys were like racing past us and my hand dropped into the wheel. Luke, you're driving too fast. Better slow down in the future.
そうか？すっきりできるよう気合を入れてみたけど、ちょっと調子に乗りすぎたみたいだな。次からは気をつけるよ。
She removes her helmet and returns it to Luke. She tries to support her wobbly body with one hand on the motorbike as she surveys her surroundings. So that's a third juvenile correctional facility. Speaking of which, that boy is unlikely to be abducted given his age and the tight security of this place. Does his family have no idea about his disappearance? Luke shakes his head and hands her his tablet, which displays the case information. Similar to what Luke has mentioned, there wasn't much information about Gerard Boone, only a few sentences to summarize his 14 years of life. His father passed away long ago from a construction site accident, and his mother also passed on in Stella's public hospital due to illness shortly before Gerard's disappearance. About Gerard Boone himself, there is only one line without any details. He has had a bad history of causing serious injury to others. Oh. You rode your buddy's motorcycle, ended up sliding under a truck. You gotta aim those right or you end up part of the pavement. I mean, it's not like we were like aiming anywhere. Like some guy sped past us, so we had no choice but to fall right. Yes, I'm getting married again. Wait, I never got married the first time. We only got engaged to Artem, but we're marrying Nuviet first. Yeah, I never got married the first time. Technically, we've never gotten married to child. So, yeah, we just flirt with him a lot. Just adding another wet boy to the harem. Yes. About Gerard Boone himself, there is only one line without any details. He has had a bad history of causing serious injury to others. It's as though his past is as insignificant as the dust on the ground, only memorable in the brief moment it is whisked into someone's eyes by a gust of wind. This is odd. The information is too brief. It didn't even state why he had conflicts with another person. I did not marry child when I C6'd him. C6ing just means you went all the way. So we went all the way with him that day. I gotta stop these jokes, man. I gotta stop. You're now watching? Okay. Yes, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Or 9 p.m. or whenever I get home. I will be I will be pulling for new vignettes. Did someone edit it?
いや、それはないと思うぞ。
Oh.
むしろ世の中の事件を包括的に見れば、彼の境遇も経歴も犯した罪でさえ特別なものではない。
Hard and long for King DeLuke. Oh my gosh. Yeah, DeLuke kept the anticipation up.
つまり比較的不幸な人生を送っているに過ぎないってことだ。世界ではもちろんステラ氏の中ですら似たような境遇を持つ人は多いからな。
At least you can say that DeLuke doesn't finish early. I really gotta stop with these jokes. Are there so many that even the big data lab finds it unnecessary to keep a detailed record of his history? But if that's the case, why put it at the top of the list? Isn't it contradictory?
確かにそうだな。
Right.
一つ考えられるとすれば、クレタニが失踪してから1年後の今、何かの大きな変化が生じ、その変化が連鎖反応を引き起こしたことで、彼の失踪が重要な問題になったと判断されたのかもしれない。
A major change that occurred recently, causing a chain reaction. Could it be Harrison? In the recent news, it's only the exposure of Harrison health products that have attracted much attention. She exchanges a look of understanding with Luke. He doesn't say anything more and walks toward the main door after putting his keys in his pocket.
行くか。たとえ記録に残ってなかろうと、人の記憶は別だ。もしかしたら、ここで何かわかるかもしれない。
Okay. Perhaps because it is lunch hour, the two of them have no problem getting into the correctional facility. Luke brings her directly to the cafeteria. Before she can ask him why he's so familiar with the place, a middle-aged man with stubble waves at the both of them.
야, 거기 두 녀석 자리 좀 양보해. 맞다. 가는 김에 밥도 두 그릇 더 받아오고 반찬 팍팍 넣어서.
Wow. This guy's a jerk. After shooing away the two teenagers who were initially occupying the seats, he gestures for Rosa and Luke to have a seat.
아직 밥 안 먹었지? 먹으면서 얘기하자고. 아이고 아가씨, 괜찮으니까 앉아요. 어서.
食べるか話すかどっちかにしてくださいよ。たく、ご飯粒飛ばしてますって。
Oh? Yeah, he sounds very comfortable with him, like very familiar. Luke frowns and takes out a tissue to clean the table before her, which is dirtied with rice and oil stains. From her impression, she doesn't remember Luke ever speaking to anyone with that tone, impatient yet revealing his close relationship with the other person. Luke, do you two know each other?
そんなとこだ。彼はここの院長の高島さん。
Takashima?
혁이랑은 오래 알던 사이지요.
Old pals. Wasn't Luke always in the capital before he came back? Luke doesn't seem to deny it, but doesn't continue the topic either. It's obvious that he isn't keen to talk about the past.
本題に入ります。高島さん、呉谷良平という少年をまだ覚えてますか？
오, 우태양이라. 기억하고 말고.
Taehyung? Ah, Taehyung.
정말이지. 멀쩡하던 녀석이 그렇게 갑자기 사라지더니 그 아이 때문에 상부에서 징계도 받았지 뭐야.
Terry angrily slams his chopsticks on the table. She can't help but startle a little at his sudden change in emotion.
ここの院長として何か知ってることはありませんか？
없어. 몰래 울타리를 넘어서 나간 거라. 그리고 이유는 알 수 없지만 그날 저녁 주변 감시 카메라가 모두 망가져 있더라고.
Oh, creepy. That reminds me of a real life case of a boy who disappeared from a boarding school in China.
게다가 여긴 지대가 좋지 않아서 감시 카메라에도 사각지대가 많아. 그래서 순식간에 놓치고 말았지.
Were there any abnormalities in his performance in this juvenile correctional facility or his interpersonal relationships? Both his parents had passed on and he was alone. Why would he suddenly escape? Or did someone instigate him to do so?
이런. 아가씨, 설마 날 의심하는 거예요?
Oh. Huh? Terry narrows his eyes and is about to continue his words, but Luke interrupts him.
高島さん。
농담은 이만할게. 사실 우태양에 대해서는 나도 잘 몰라. 여기 있었던 시간은 고작 일주일이었다고.
Oh, only a week.
말썽꾸러기 녀석이라 그 짧은 시간에도 2번이나 싸움을 일으켜서 징계도 받고 그랬어.
喧嘩理由は何です？
몰라. 확실한 건 우태양이 먼저 싸움을 건 것 같은데 둘 다 입을 안 열더라고.
Oh.
필요하다면 그때의 일을 기록해둔 문서가 있는데 거기에 관련 기록들이 다 남아 있을 거야.
Terry gobbles down the rest of his food swiftly after he finishes his words. His bowl is empty within seconds and he gets up.
일단 먹고 있어. 내가 가서 찾아올게.
They initially wanted to follow along, but before they can stand up, two meal sets are placed on the table right before them. Oh, thank you. The two boys don't reply. They give them a surly glance after placing down the food, then leave without a word.
仕方ない。ひとまず食うとするか。高島さんはああいう人だから、さっき言ってた資料もすぐには出てこないと思う。
Okay, then let's eat first. She picks up her chopsticks, ready to question Luke more about his relationship with Terry. Suddenly, she hears a sharp, loud sound coming from not far away, followed by a burst of rowdy laughter. Rosa follows Luke's line of sight and turns her head and looks at a table diagonally across from them. A skinny and frail boy crouches down on the floor. In front of him is his uneaten food, spilled all over the floor. There are a few people around him with smirks on their faces. Oh no, bullying. Did they do this to him?
왜? 이젠 밥도 못 먹겠어?
어린 나이에 벌써 손을 그렇게 떨어서 어떡해. 내일 점심도 그냥 여기 나타나지 말고 식당 아주머니한테 가서 배식이나 배우라고.
미안해. 미안.
Is that kid from earlier? Luke, aren't they going overboard? Should we help out? Luke, who is quietly observing the situation, shakes his head.
お前はここで待ってろ。こういう時の対処法ならよくわかってるから、俺に任せときな。
As he walks over, the smile on his face vanishes. He glares at the boy, giving off an imposing vibe.
名前は
이지안이요.
Lee Jae-han?
床のこれはどういうことだ？
당신은 뭐야? 흑기사라도 납셨나? 아는 사이 아니면 그냥 가던 길 가시죠.
If you don't know us or you don't know him, then just mind your own business and walk away. The boy who spoke looks roughly about 16 years old. He seems to be proud of his strong build, which appears to be larger than most of his friends. He steps forward and tries to push Luke. In an instant, Luke holds the boy down on a nearby table. Oh my gosh, Luke!
팔 빠져요. 팔 빠진다고요.
He's a child!
お前には何も聞いてない。勝手に喋るな。
Oh, he's using his intimidating voice. Luke releases his grip. In a second, the surrounding rowdy onlookers hurriedly scattered. When the atmosphere has finally quieted down, Luke takes a few steps nearer and stares at the helpless boy who is still crouching on the floor.
床のこれは
제가 식판을 제대로 못 잡아서 실수로 떨어뜨린 거예요.
そうか。だったらお前が責任持って片付けるんだ。
But why? He's obviously the victim. She hesitates for a moment before she decides to put down her chopsticks and runs over to the boy. She crouches down to help him. Let me clean it up for you. I've not eaten mine. You can go ahead and take it.
待て。問題を起こしたら起こしたやつが後始末をする。小学生でも教わる当たり前のことだ。
Wow, Luke. But he's not the culprit. It's obvious that he was bullied by those boys just now. In the face of this obvious situation, she can't help but raise her volume at Luke. Luke remains quiet for a moment before he lowers his voice and remains composed.
どうしてそうだと言い切れる？一部始終を見てたのか？
No. She only turns her head after hearing the loud commotion. Or she had only turned her head after hearing the loud commotion. The food was already spilled on the floor at that time. But when it happened, those boys weren't sitting down and having their meals. Instead, they were standing right beside him. Isn't it obvious that they were involved?
그건 걔네들이 장난치다가 실수로 저를 건드려서 그런 거예요. 괜찮아요, 누나. 제가 아주머니를 불러서 치워달라고 할게요.
違う。人に任せるな。自分でやれ。
Wow.
하지만 알겠어요.
Julian unhappily picks up the rice on the floor with his hands. Just as he's about to discard them in the bin, Luke shifts the nearby bin away with his leg. After which he points the bowl on the
捨
floor.
てるな。戻して食べろ。
What? What is Luke doing?
뭐라고요?
その皿に戻して俺の前で食べろって言ってるんだ。何度も言わせるな。
Luke! Luke coldly glances at her and ignores her protest. Julian bites his lower lip and finally gathers his courage to voice out his displeasure with Luke.
하지만 땅에 떨어져서 더러워졌는데 어떻게 먹어요?
なら洗ってから食え。
No, don't Jamie Oliver it. Don't Jamie Oliver it. What do you mean gotta teach him? Okay, Kathy, what do you think he's teaching him? Like, I don't think this is like appropriate at all. Like, what is he teaching him? Telling him to eat dirty food off the floor.
무슨 말이에요? 그래도 못 먹는다고요.
Yeah, true.
食べられないだと。お前たちがふざけて粗末にしたそれすらも満足に食べられない人がいるのにか。
He was not playing though.
それをこの場所で不自由なく出されているお前らに拒否する権利があると。
Julian appears guilty, but with Luke driving him into a corner, he finally loses his cool and throws his handful of rice on the floor.
하지만 제 잘못도 아니잖아요. 일부러 쏟은 것도 아닌데 왜 쟤네한테는 아무 말도 안 하는 건데요?
It's true that he did not drop the food on the floor. I don't know if he needed to scold the other boys if what Julian is saying is true. Like, which is that it was an accident, but Luke silently watches the young boy's outburst. Just when she thinks that Luke is going to scold him harshly, he lets out a sigh, surprising her. His imposing look vanishes and he reveals a wry smile.
なんだ。ちゃんと言えるじゃんか。
There we go.
悪いのが自分じゃないと分かってるなら、どうしてあいつらの言いなりになってるんだ？
There we go. Okay. One moment. I gotta go to the bathroom. And then we'll return to watch Bully put the smack down on some teenage boys, I guess. Right now we are having
箸が
coffee.
止まってるぞ。さっきから黙ってるけど、もしかしてまだ怒ってるのか？
Imagine this poor kid is crying. Oh, it's Rosa. Rosa's upset. She's just glaring at him. She jerks her head around and her eyes meet Luke's. He blinks as if he's trying to get back into her good books. I'm not mad, but your performance was just so convincing just now. I still can't get over it now.
悪い。ここまで不安にさせるとは思わなかった。
Thanks for the welcome backs.
教官時代から悪役を演じるのは得意だったからな。
Instructor, I see. She lowers her head and sees there's nearly half a plate of food left, which reminds her of Luke scolding about food wastage just now. Will he scold her if she can't finish it and discards the leftovers? She secretly glances at Luke and takes a few deep breaths. When she's ready to gobble down the leftovers, her plate is suddenly taken away.
ひょっとして俺のことが怖くなったのか？
He's blushing.
食べきれないなら無理せず俺に任せな。
Are you able to finish it?
当然だろう。小さい頃からずっとお前の苦手なもんを受け入れてきたんだ。とっくに慣れてるよ。
As the two are chatting, Julian, who's sitting opposite, can no longer tolerate and speaks.
저기 저 아직 미성년자인데 그만하시면 안 될까요?
Kill me.
いいか？俺たちのことは忘れろ。今は何も見ず、聞かず、喋らず。
He literally
た
just
だ目
told
の前の食事に集中するんだ。
He literally just told him to get a room. Wow. Julian nods and buries his head in his bowl and continues eating. He then raises his head again and looks at Luke expectantly.
그래서 두 분은 새로 오신 교관이에요?
違うよ。俺たちはある人物について調べに来ただけだ。
아, 그렇구나. 그럼 누구에 대해 알려고 오신 건데요?
Gerard Boone. Have you heard of his name? He was here a year ago and stayed for a period. He should be around your age. She isn't expecting much from Julian and is just looking for a topic to chat with the slightly disappointed boy. Instead, his eyes go wide when he hears the name.
우태야?
Did you know him?
아, 들어봤어요. 실종됐다고 하던데.
高島さんは呉谷の失踪を伏せ他の少年院に移ったことにしてたはずだ。どうしてそのことを知ってる？
그게...
Luke stands up with a blank expression. Before he can walk to Julian, the boy is already cowered in fear.
마지막으로 본 건...
呉谷が少年院から出ていく日、お前は近くにいたんだな。
네, 제 룸메이트였거든요. 새벽에 우태양이 일어나는 소리를 듣고 몰래 따라갔어요.
Roommate.
당연하죠. 의리 있는 녀석이었어요. 누가 까부는 꼴은 못 보겠다면서 절 괴롭히는 녀석들을 몰래 혼내줬어요. 그 후론 괴롭히지 않다가 우태양이 가고 나니까 다시...
I see. That's why they couldn't say anything because they were actually the instigators.
그건... 그 사람도 나쁜 사람 같아 보이진 않았거든요.
That person? There was someone else? Julian nods. His eyes reveal a hint of envy that she cannot understand.
골목 끝에서 우태양을 기다리고 있었어요. 주변이 너무 어두워서 남자인지 여자인지 구별은 안 갔지만 우태양이 다가가니까 그 사람이 친근하게 손을 잡아주는 게 보였어요. 전 어렸을 때부터 지금까지 엄마가 손을 잡아준 적도 없거든요. 그래서 나쁜 일은 없을 거라 생각했어요. 그리고 원장님은 무서운 사람이라 사실대로 말하면 제가 밤에 몰래 건물을 빠져나갔다고 벌을 줄 게 뻔해요.
これだから思春期の子供は
Luke tussles Julian's hair with his hand.
お前はもう立派な男だろ。手をつないでくれる人がいないなら自分でその相手を見つけに行けばいいだけだ。お前はまだ若いんだし、これからの人生だって長い。なのに今からそんな消極的でどうすんだ？
Yeah, Luke's right. As long as you lead a good life when you're out of here, I'm sure you can find someone willing to hold your hand and walk through life with you. As for your concern about the punishment, it's not hard to understand his concern. The director doesn't seem like an understanding man.
二人とも高島さんのことを誤解してないか？まあ、あんなだし無理もないけどな。確かに彼は気が短いし、足も洗わないし、話だって適当だ。けど、いい人なんだぞ。
Oh my god. Unhygienic. Luke looks at Julian seriously and starts talking about Terry's past. According to Luke, before Terry came to this correctional facility 2 years ago, he had been serving in the military in the capital. Even though he and Terry were under different divisions, they knew each other well because of their great reputations and because Terry is a very good guy. At that time, a group of citizens jointly reported that this correctional facility was practicing physical punishments. Being well known as a good guy, Terry was deployed to Stellus to investigate this case. At first, all the dark secrets were concealed beneath the seemingly peaceful atmosphere of the previous director. It was only until Terry was about to leave, when a kid struggled to break free and grabbed the corner of Terry's shirt, begging for help.
살려주세요. 저도 데려가 주세요. 저 사람들이 절 죽일 거예요.
Oh.
무슨 말을 한 거야, 이 녀석아? 분명 잘못을 저질렀으니 이곳에 온 거겠지. 널 내가 어떻게 데려가겠냐? 널 데려가는 건 불가능하지만 네 말이 진짜라면 내가 남아서 이 쓰레기 같은 곳을 고쳐볼 생각은 있지.
원장님이 그랬다고요?
ああ、当時もかなり話題になってたぞ。なんせここに残るってことは降格されるってことだったからな。
It is then that she understands why Luke is so certain that Julian is the one who was the one who was keeping quiet about the bullying, and not that no one is willing to help him. That's because Luke knows that if Julian were to inform Terry about it, Terry would never ignore him.
정말 그런 분인 줄은 몰랐어요.
ま、人は見かけによらないし、物は試しとも言うだろ。何もわからない状況ってのは案外チャンスになるんだよ。一度でダメなら二度、二度でダメなら三度。生きてる限り、チャンスは常に転がってるんだ。何もしないで失敗するよりマシだろ。
With that, Luke tussles Julian's hair again.
ちゃんと聞いとけ。これから先、常に誰かが手を差し伸べてくれるとは限らない。嫌なことから抜け出したいなら、少しは抵抗することも覚えないとな。
Before the two of them leave, Luke also teaches Julian a few simple defense moves and reminds him to always ask for help. After leaving the cafeteria, the both of them travel down to Terry's office and collect Gerard's detailed record. The names of the officers who were in charge of the incidents were stated in the record. Based on the photographs, it seems like the victims were the group of boys who were bullying Julian just now. Indeed, it seems like the two fighting cases happened because Gerard wanted to get justice for Julian. He's a righteous boy who hates when the strong prey on the weak. Oh, my sinuses seem to have cleared up. Maybe I can sing later. As a fuller image of Gerard starts to form in her mind, she notices another important detail in the record that makes her think twice about what she thought. Gerard was sent to the correctional facility because of a violent incident where the victim suffered from an eye injury. According to the information stated, the victim is a nurse working in the South Public Hospital. Her name is Sky Harper. A nurse? If I didn't remember wrongly, Gerard's mother passed on due to illness before his disappearance. Could it be?
河合さんが勤めている病院は、かつて呉谷の母親が入院してた場所だ。
Is it a case of medical abuse? Or negligence?
そして証拠はないが、呉谷は少年院を抜け出した後、何者かと接触している。ここから連想するに、彼の失踪には何者かが関与していた可能性が高い。それと、彼の傷害事件に関しては、よく調べた方がいいだろうな。呉谷が看護師に手を挙げたのは、彼の母親が亡くなる前だったらしい。
Huh? Was it before? If assumptions were made based on Gerard's personality, he should be a righteous but reckless boy. It was more likely for him to be overwhelmed by the grief of his mother's passing that he injured the nurse. But if he injured the nurse before his mother's passing, what could be his reason? This file doesn't seem to record the reason for that incident. If Gerard had chosen to secretly help Julian in the correctional facility because he understood the latter's fears, then what was his reason for hitting the nurse? Even the nurse said that she was unsure of the reason. I feel this incident was unjustified unless the nurse did something.
仮に看護師の方が何らかのミスを犯し、被害者の家族である呉谷が事実を隠す必要はないはずだ。そんなことをしたら、加害者を自ら見逃すことになるからな。
You're right. So do you mean the nurse was the real victim in this incident? What if the nurse was feeding his mom N2X? If that were the case, could Gerard's disappearance be due to her revenge? Luke evidently has no conclusion either. He passes her the helmet and points to his bike behind him.
このまま考えててもしょうがないし、ひとまずその看護師に会いに行くか。
Knowing the name of the nurse, it only takes a short while for them to ask around and finally find her along the corridor of the wards. The nurse is diligently going in and out of every department, completely swamped with work. When she finally has breathing room,
수간호사님, 별일 없으면 일단 식당 가서 밥 좀 먹고 오겠습니다.
잠깐 하간호사, 밥은 조금 있다가 먹고 306호 환자 실밥 좀 풀어줘요. 가족들이 계속 재촉하더라고.
네, 바로 가겠습니다.
seeing that she has no time to spare, they decide not to disturb her first and observe her from afar. Her work badge seems to be different from the other nurses. Could it be because she's still not full-time staff? But it's been at least a year since Gerard disappeared. Looks like the nurses have their hands tied too. Oh. There seems to be some nasty scars on her arms. They look like scratch marks. Was she accidentally scratched while caring for a patient? I'll ask her about it later when I have the chance. Why is the color of her left pupil different from the one on her right? The records say that Gerard once badly injured her eye. Oh, she has a prosthetic eye? Wow. Was it that bad that she had to use a prosthetic eye? Her job as a healthcare worker seems really tough. Oh man, yeah, it does seem really bad. Now I feel bad for assuming she might have done something wrong. I guess it's hard for her to make any time for us soon.
だな。さすがに向こうの仕事の方が大事だし、ひとまず俺たちはここで待つとするか。
As she notices how she shows concern for her patients despite her busy schedule, Rosa becomes more and more doubtful. By definition, she definitely appears to be an excellent nurse. What exactly provoked Gerard then and made him injure her eye? Yeah, it's all very sus. By the time Harper is done with her work, it is way past the lunch hour.
자, 일단 가서 밥 먹어요. 20분 안에 먹고 와야 돼요. 또 해야 할 일들이 있으니까.
네, 알겠습니다.
That sucks, man. Being a healthcare worker is so hard. Like, a 20-minute lunch? Man. However, the cafeteria is already closed, and there's not enough time for delivery. Harper sighs as Rosa and Luke walk toward her.
唐突にすみません。食事を一人分余計に頼んでしまって。まだ温かいので、よければもらってくれませんか。
Luke lifts a bag of food that contains meat, vegetables, rice, and a bowl of warm soup in front, and Harper reveals a friendly smile. Oh no, sorry. He reveals a friendly smile. Not bad, Luke. I didn't even think of that.
아니에요. 저녁에 두 분이서 드세요. 전 빵을 좀 먹으면 돼요.
Sister says she gets an hour lunch sometimes, but sometimes she got a ditch to save patients. Exactly, yeah. Because I think like when you work in healthcare and stuff like that, or just with people, right? You really have to prioritize the people.
どうか遠慮なさらず。俺たちも少しお時間をいただきたかったので、その謝礼だと思ってください。
담례요? 어느 환자분의 가족이시죠?
いえ、違います。俺たちはあなた個人に聞きたいことがあって来たんです。
Luke speaks as he shows her his identity. His tone becomes more professional, not as casual as before.
俺は国家安全調査庁の水瀬と申します。いきなりですが、呉谷良平のことをご存知ですか？
우태야.
Yeah, no plans.
알죠.
そうですか。では申し訳ございませんが、一緒に食事をとりながらお話を聞かせてください。
It's really hard to eat when you're talking, though. Come on, Luke. And she's only got 20 minutes. I don't know. This is still kind of like messed up. Under Luke's varying persuasion techniques, Harper hesitates for a brief moment, but eventually nods her head.
네. 그럼 바깥에 있는 공원으로 가시죠.
After that, the three of them go to a long bench in the park beside the hospital.
では温かいうちにどうぞ。
I feel like writers forget how like eating works, right? Like it's not that easy. To talk while you're eating. I mean, that's what I'm doing now. Perhaps due to bad timing, as Luke passes the bag of food to Harper, she fails to take hold in time and it slips out of his hands. The bag of food falls straight onto the ground. Oh no. Rosa steps forward to pick it up and inspects the contents. Thank God, nothing spilled except for a small amount of soup. I'm sorry, Miss Harper.
그런 말씀 마세요. 두 분 덕분에 점심을 먹을 수 있게 된 걸요.
Luke, have you forgotten about what happened in the correctional facility? You've got to be punished for dropping food on the ground. She jokes about what happened to lighten the atmosphere, but Luke stands quietly, ignoring her words. Noticing his abnormal behavior, she hurriedly but gingerly tugs on his sleeve. I'm just kidding. Are you angry?
今何か言ったか？
So you were just in a daze? That's unexpected. I thought you were angry with me.
悪い悪い。ちょっとぼーっとしてた。
Harper can't help but laugh as she slowly removes the food containers from the bag.
저도 가끔씩 바쁘게 일하다가 다른 생각을 할 때가 있거든요. 그래서 수간호사님한테 혼난 적도 있어요. 아, 묻고 싶은 게 있으시면 바로 물어보세요. 시간이 부족할까 봐 걱정이네요.
Okay, then let's begin. I suppose it's not easy to be a nurse. Do you still have time for meals?
맞아요. 병원에는 워낙 돌발 상황이 많이 일어나니까요. 환자의 건강이 우선이죠.
You look very proficient at your work. You must have done this job for a long time. But your work card says you're still not employed full-time. Would you mind talking about it? Harper purses her lips and smiles somewhat bitterly.
전 계약직 간호사예요. 정직원이 되려면 공석이 생겨야 신청할 수가 있는데 경쟁이 너무 치열해서 기회를 못 잡고 있죠.
I see.
契約社員の場合、臨床で最も過酷な仕事を任され、福利厚生も正社員とは異なると聞いています。このような待遇に対し、河合さんは不満などはありませんか？
아니요. 전 제일이 좋아요. 게다가 시에서 제일 좋은 병원이라 계약직으로 일하는 것조차도 쉽지 않거든요. 여긴 그나마 다른 병원보다 대우도 좋은 편이라 충분히 만족하고 있어요.
I'm glad to hear that. After all, being happy is the most important thing. Nurse Harper, did you get those scars on your wrist from work?
이거요.
Probably concerned about her appearance, Harper slightly lowers her head and nervously touches her arms.
아시다시피 거즈 교체라든지 소변줄 작업이 환자들에겐 고통스러운 일이잖아요. 너무 아파서 참기 힘들면 제 손을 잡기도 하는데 잘못하면 손톱에 긁혀서 이런 상처가 남기도 해요. 일부러 그런 건 아니니까 그냥 참고 넘어가는 거죠.
So she just endures it and lets it pass by. Oh, she seems to be a nurse who's strongly dedicated to her work.
河合さん、呉谷良平君のことについてはどのくらいご存知ですか？
태양이는 아직 어린애라 이렇게 뒤에서 얘기하고 싶진 않지만 정말 좋은 말이 나오지 않는 아이예요.
Oh.
俺たちはありのままを聞きに来ているので気にせず正直に話してください。
Interesting.
그렇다면 제일 기억에 남는 건 경찰이 자주 병원에 찾으러 왔다는 거예요.
Police? What did he do?
듣기로는 바깥의 가게에서 물건을 훔치고 사기까지 쳤다고 해요. 자세한 건 잘 모르고 다 환자분들한테 들은 이야기예요. 그런데 꽤 믿을만한 것 같아요. 병원 내부에서도 태양이에게 돈을 도둑맞은 환자가 있었고 현행범으로 붙잡은 적도 있다고 들었어요.
Hearing about these new misdeeds, Luke ponders for a moment.
河合さんから見て彼がそうしたのは母親のためだと思いますか？
Hearing this, Harper looks a little gloomy.
어쩌면요. 한부모 가정이라고 들었어요. 친척들은 전혀 신경 쓰지 않았고 생활지원금을 받아서 생활하고 있다고 했거든요. 이런 잘못된 행동을 벌인 것도 어머니의 치료비를 모으기 위한 것일 수도 있어요. 하지만 그런 얘기는 한 적이 없으니 제3자는 그냥 추측하는 수밖에 없죠.
Speaking of Gerard's mother, do you know what disease she had?
죄송해요. 전 주치의가 아니라 자세하게는 몰라요. 안다고 해도 알려드릴 수도 없고요. 제가 알려드릴 수 있는 건 종양내과에 입원하고 계셨으니 암 같은 병이었겠죠.
Okay. So she's not breaking HIPAA like the way that Vin blatantly does. Do you remember how long she was in the hospital for?
자세히는 기억이 안 나는데 길어야 한 달 정도였을 거예요.
Only a month. A month, that's a short time.
呉谷君の母親がどんな人で子供に対してどういう態度をとっていたか。
Hearing this, she frowns.
우태양에 대한 태도라면 다른 사람들이 보기엔 문제가 없었을 거예요.
Oh?
하지만 다른 때는 상당히 좋지 못했죠.
Do you mean the way she treated medical staff?
맞아요. 자주 저한테 전문적이지 못하다거나 날 죽이려는 거냐고 묻곤 했거든요.
Wow.
의료진으로서 누구보다 환자의 빠른 쾌유를 바라는 사람이 그런 생각을 할 리가요.
I didn't expect Gerard's mother to be such a person. I wonder if she was born this way or if this sickness made her into an irritable and grumpy person. But at least it seems like she treated Gerard well. Did your dispute with Gerard have anything to do with his mother? Harper freezes for a moment, then sighs helplessly.
맞아요. 다 알고 계신 것 같으니 저도 굳이 숨길 필요는 없겠네요. 태양이는 제가 자기 어머니를 제대로 보살피지 않는다고 생각해서 마찰이 있었던 적이 있었어요. 그리고 몸싸움이 벌어질 정도로 사태가 악화된 것도 아마 같은 이유에서일 거예요. 하지만 전 억울해요. 방금 말씀드렸다시피 전 의료진으로서 환자에게 해가 될 일은 절대 하지 않았다고요.
Oh. She speaks with a sincere tone and shows no signs of lying. But what she said is different from the records in the file. Then why didn't you tell the police the reason when you made a
그저
statement?
제 추측일 뿐이니까요. 제 마음대로 말했다가 경찰이 조사를 시작한다면 분명 병원에게 책임을 물을 거예요.
That makes sense, but if that's true, then Gerard has no reason to hide it. As she ponders, Luke changes the
いき
question.
なりで失礼ですが河合さんの目は呉谷君によって傷ついてしまったんですか？
그런 셈이죠. 하지만 정확히는 태양이가 저를 밀었고 제가 넘어지는 과정에서 책상의 모서리에 부딪혀 다친 거예요.
Oh, ouch. She hit her eye into the corner of a desk. Ouch. Oh, that hurts just to think about.
괜찮아요.
Is it serious?
돌이킬 수 없을 정도로 손상이 되어서 안구를 적출했지만
Harper smiles. It doesn't look like a forced smile.
병원에서 이런 일은 자주 일어나요. 저번 주에는 어느 의사 선생님이 흥분한 환자 가족한테 뺨을 맞기도 했어요.
Oh my god.
우리 간호사들은 환자들과 접촉하는 빈도가 더 높으니 마찰이 더 자주 생기죠.
That's so sad. attacks have done that at work so many times. Ouch, Kathy. That sucks.
언제쯤 서로를 이해하고 배려할 수 있을까요?
Her smile gradually fades away and turns into a heavy sigh. She hasn't been able to eat! Guys, let her eat!
最後に呉谷君に会ったのはいつですか？
마지막으로요. 제 기억이 맞다면 태양이 어머니가 사망했을 때였을 거예요. 그리고 얼마 후에 소년원에 갔다고 들었어요.
Nurse Harper, you've never visited him after that, is that correct?
네. 제가 굳이 가야 할 이유도 없잖아요.
Harper seems to think of something and pauses for a moment.
그런데 경찰이 이후에 또 저를 찾아왔어요. 얼마 안 돼서 실종되었다고 들었는데 맞나요?
その件について何か心当たりはありますか？
잘 모르겠네요. 그때 경찰한테도 똑같이 말했거든요. 그런데 딱히 걱정할 필요는 없다고 생각해요. 아마 소년원에 계속 있기 싫어서 자취를 감춘 게 아닐까요?
Is that really all there is to it? Okay.
다른 볼 일이 없으시다면 먼저 일하러 돌아가 보겠습니다. 점심 챙겨주셔서 감사해요.
After Harper leaves, Rosa and Luke exchange glances.
お前も気づいたか？
Mm-hmm. Nurse Harper's individual answers seem to make sense, but if you look at them as a whole, they contradict each other. Her attitude toward this job as a nurse. She said that she was very satisfied with the job and had no complaints at all, but when bringing up the topic of doctor-patient relationship, she couldn't help expressing her grievances, which means the hospital doesn't have a bad working environment, but everyone is bound to meet some bumps along the way. Plus, she hasn't been able to become a full-time worker despite her heavy workload. Wouldn't one normally have complaints about something like that? An extreme evaluation like this means a facade meant to hide something.
そうだな。一つでも嘘をついてしまえば、それ以降はさらに嘘を重ねないといけなくなる。矛盾が生じたのは多分、今の仕事に対しての思いを隠したせいだ。
It would make some sense if she's afraid of bad-mouthing the hospital in front of outsiders in case it negatively affects her work. But if so, her attitude towards her own eye injury doesn't quite sit right. Sky Harper said that Gerard may have lashed out at her because he suspected that she wasn't taking good care of his mother. However, she also expressed that she has a clear conscience when it comes to taking care of her patients. So how can she still be so nonchalant about this?
だな。まるで最初から気にしていないみたいな口ぶりだった。
Blindness lasts for a lifetime. Is it really something that's so easy to brush off without a single word of complaint?
呉谷が失踪した件について、河合さんが何て言ったか覚えてるか？
She said it was nothing to be worried about, and he probably didn't want to stay in the juvenile correctional facility, so he went into hiding.
価値の目撃証言を信じるなら、呉谷は誰かについていったことになる。けどこの件は、高島さんですら把握していなかった。未成年の子供が1年以上も失踪中だってのに、普通、隠れてるだけなんて思えるか？呉谷が一人で逃走したと仮定するなら、1年以上も警察の捜査を交わし続けられるとは思えない。
That's true. A disappearance this long would normally lead others into thinking that perhaps something bad has happened. Yeah, her reaction was weird. Now I kind of do suspect her again. Unless she knew where Gerard was and might directly be involved with it. Plus, she does have a motive for doing so. After all, she only went blind in one eye because of him. Yeah, she's a little... She seems nice, but also, like, sus. Come to think of it, Nurse Harper is pretty suspicious. Luke nods, but doesn't seem to be at ease because of the new doubts.
今のところはそうみたいだな。とはいえ、クレタには盗みを働いていたこともあるらしいから、他の第三者から恨みを買っていた可能性もある。ひとまず警察に依頼して、クレタニの前科なんかを調べてもらおう。その間は。
Before he can finish, a loud tirade explodes from nearby.
어이, 점쟁이! 뚫린 입이라고 함부로 말하는 거야? 그래, 우리 마누라한테 아주 저주를 하시지!
The stout and strong man kicks away the items that are laid out at the ground of the street stall. His strength is so great that one of the talismans with unknown symbols painted on it is sent flying and lands next to Rosa's feet. Her eyes follow the direction of the source of the talisman, where she notices not far from her there are 8 trigram compasses. Huh. I'm trying to figure out that sentence. Anyway. A container of lots and other similar items scattered on the floor. It does seem like a fortune-telling stall. The man looks at his wife beside him, who is coughing nonstop. He instantly loses his temper and reaches out to grab the fortune teller by the collar, ready to hit the ladder. This is bad. Before she can say a word, Luke moves forward towards the man. He quickly intercepts from the side and grabs the man's wrist from the back. Despite being right-handed, Luke can easily stop the man from throwing that punch with his left hand.
何があったかは知らないが、暴力は感心しないな。
야, 넌 누구야? 이 점쟁이가 내 아내를 저주했다고. 너 같으면 참을 수 있겠어?
Wow.
占いを依頼したのはあんたらの方なんだろ。
어이, 아파. 알겠어, 알겠다고. 어서 이거 놔.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing for lunch-ish, I guess, because technically I forgot to take the pills for breakfast, but and that might be why I got hungry so fast, but I guess, like, the yogurt can be used for lunch, right? When Luke finally releases him, he stares at Luke angrily.
맞아본 사람은 아픈 줄도 모른다더니 정말 너무 불공평하잖아.
不服なら通報すればいい。
아니.
The man is about to raise his fist again when his wife begins to cough vigorously and he hurriedly backs down.
이놈들한테 신경 쓸 시간 없다. 여보, 일단 진료나 보러 가자. 조심해.
조심해. Oh, he says be careful. He seems to really care about his wife, but wow. She breathes a sigh of relief. Great, good thing. Glad that things didn't get worse. He may be bad-tempered, but seems like a caring husband.
だとしても、彼がしたことは褒められるようなことじゃないぞ。
Oh, come on, Luke. Don't be jealous. Luke smiles and is about to continue when the silent fortune teller suddenly walks over to her. Or to them. Despite her ordinary clothes, she gives off a unique impression due to her mysterious eyes. Oh. I want to see.
감사합니다. 제가 가진 게 별로 없어서 담례로 두 분께 무료로 점을 받으려도 될까요?
Or a quarter. A quarter. You wish to tell us our fortunes? Faced with the offer from the fortune teller, Luke rejects it without any hesitation.
大丈夫です。大したことはしてないので、気
Oh.
にしないでください。
Oh, not 7. Oh, I just realized. Well, we have 7, but we're not at like past 7. We're about like a third of the way through. Okay. I think Luke's afraid that if she's right, if she can, tell fortune, she's gonna reveal that he's sick. Because I don't think he's told Rosa yet.
그래요.
She nods and silently packs her items before leaving. Fortune tellers usually only say good and ambiguous words, but she's different. That's kind of special.
そうか。俺は逆に災いが降りかかるとかなんとか言って 高いお守りを売りつけてくるもんだと思ってたぞ。
That's true. He hasn't told her yet. Yeah, he hasn't told her yet.
というか、お前って占いなんて信じてたっけ？
Well, if you ask her. I don't believe in it. I believe that our fate lies in our hands. Anything can happen in the future. How can we believe in fortune tellers? If they can really foresee our futures, that would be really scary.
別に怖がることないだろう。けどお前の言う通り、運命は切り開いていくもんだ。たとえこの先が予測できてたとしても、それは自分の努力次第でいくらでも変えられる。仮に一人でできないようなことだったとしても、俺が必ずお前の欲しい未来を掴んでやるよ。
Luke. That's my wish for you too. I want you to be safe and sound, and may your life be smooth. To avoid the mood turning sorrowful, she smiles and hurriedly changes the topic. I've told you my answer, so it's your turn now. Do you believe in it?
俺？そうだな。信じるかどうか以前に、占いの必要性を感じてないかな。
I wonder actually if he tells her in this episode. Because at least by the time of the proposal, she knows. She knows by the time of the proposal. Luke doesn't respond to her question directly. He bends over and picks up the talisman beside her feet, which has been completely forgotten by the owner.
昔あるゲームを遊んでてさ、その中に生まれつき自分の未来が見えるっていう異星人が登場するんだ。けど彼らはそんな力を持っていても、自分の未来に抗うことなく定められた運命を受け入れていたんだ。
Yeah, she would be pissed.
当時の俺は子供だったから、彼らのそんな生き方が納得できなくてな。俺だったら絶対運命を変えてやるってさ。けど年を取るにつれ、俺も少しずつ分かっていったんだ。
Luke thoughtfully fiddles with the talisman, the way he fiddles with the edge of his homework paper when he was met with difficult questions as a student.
運命に従うってのは生き物の本能で、何か理由があって選択してるわけじゃないのかもって。それか、彼らは気づいていたのかもしれない。未来を知っている自分たちがその未来を変えたら、自由を失ってしまうことになると。なぜなら、自分たちの人生が基地から未知に変わり、予測不可能なものに縛られてしまうから。そんな思いをするくらいなら、俺は最初から何も知らない方がいいと思った。最初から最後まで未知でいた方が自由だって。だから俺は占いが好きじゃないんだ。その結果が事実だろうとそうじゃなかろうとな。
That's some very convoluted reasoning. Is it just me? Am I just too dumb to follow that? In the end, he crushes the talisman and discards it into the bin next to
シ
the
ュレディンガーの猫って聞いたことあるか？
Yeah, I've heard of it. Presumably it means only after opening the box can you decide whether the cat is alive or dead, right? Oh my god.
簡単にまとめるとそうだな。まあ、ここで言いたいのは理論の方じゃなくて、生の希望も死の恐怖も、蓋を開けてみるまでは全く同じってことだ。なのに、もし何らかの方法で猫が必ず死んでいると聞かされてしまったら、その時になって運命を変えようと思っても、知る前よりもずっと大きな困難とプレッシャーに耐えなくちゃならない。
Hence, isn't it better to know nothing in the first place? I don't know about that. For a moment, she doesn't know how to reply to him. Meanwhile, Luke doesn't seem to be keen to discuss the topic further. He heaves a heavy sigh of relief before he points to the time on his phone and winks at her.
よし、そろそろ休憩は終わりでいいな。
Ah, it's
日
already
が
this
暮れる
late.
までまだ時間があるから、呉谷の資料が届くのを待ってる間、もう一箇所寄ってもいいか？
Sure, you lead the way. Luke brings her a somewhat abandoned residential area. The building before her is dilapidated. Based on what can be seen from below, it seems like only a couple of households were living in it.
ここは呉谷が少年院に入る前に住んでた部屋だ。
That looks like a mess, but he also was like a 14-year-old boy or a 13-year-old boy.
もともとは政府が管理してた移住住宅だったはずだが、取り壊しが決まってから管理がおろそかになってるみたいだな。
So that's why nobody has done anything about the damaged locks. She surveys the area. Despite being left unattended for only a year, everything is already covered in dust, where traces of life have been completely erased. What's such a long rope doing here? And it's hanging right by the bed, too! That looks creepy. There's like a hook up the ceiling to mount it. What complicated medicine names? I heard Nurse Harper mention how Gerard's mother was admitted into the oncology ward. These must be cancer-treating medications, right?
どれだ？
Luke picks up one of the many boxes from the array displayed by the bedside
抗
table.
がん剤じゃないな。普通の風邪薬に胃薬。
How does he know?
骨粗鬆症に効く薬。
Osteoporosis. Whoa, how did you recognize them all?
ケンニーと行動してた時期に自然と身についたんだ。それに、ここにあるのはどれも市販薬で処方されるような珍しいもんじゃないからな。
Aaron?
ああ、名前は深山健一郎。俺の仕事仲間で、昔は軍医をしてたけ
Kenichiro
ど
is his name. We haven't...
私立病院に勤めてる。
Oh, sorry. We haven't even... Wait, Rosa hasn't even met Aaron yet? Wait, I thought she met Aaron in Luke's story. So this is before Luke's story? Wait, what is happening? I don't understand. I see. Luke stops. I guess maybe this is if like they're assuming people have never read Luke's story or something. But I feel like that's, I don't know, that seems weird. I feel like they can just like be vague about it, right? Luke stops before a box and remains there for quite some time with a grim look on his face. They don't need to like state it so blatantly, I mean, that like she hasn't met him. That just seems weird. That just seems weird. What's wrong, Luke? Is there something of interest in the box?
呉谷の母親が残した遺書みたいだ。
She glances over. He wasn't talking about one or two. He meant the whole box. All of them are suicide notes. Oh my gosh. Why didn't he take these suicide notes with him for remembrance? He hurt Nurse Harper because of his mother. I suppose his relationship with his mother must be exceedingly
単
strong.
純に持っていく余裕がなかったのかな。どんな情報が載ってるのかわからないけど、一応手続きは済ませてきたし、証拠品として預かっておくか。
A stack of suicide notes. Man, that's depressing. Look here. She bends down to the scattered papers on the ground. They are all receipts from Stella's public hospital. Gerard's mother seems to have undergone many medical examinations.
量からして短期間のものじゃないな。かなり前から検査を受けてたらしい。日付が書かれたものは？
There are, but these papers are all crumpled. It feels like they're about to crumble into dust, and I can't really make out the
仕
contents.
方ないな。部屋の窓も開いたままだったから、雨が入って濡れたのかもしれない。
Okay. Is this all trash that managed to get thrown out in
いや
time?
業者に売るために集めたものだろうな。ほら、
Luke points to other
こう
items.
しておくと重さが測りやすいだろ。捨てるだけならわざわざきれいに潰したりしないはずだ。
Do you know how much these can be sold for?
俺も売ったことはないからよくわからないけど、この量ならせいぜい数百円くらいじゃないか。
I feel like Gerard doesn't have the patience to go around picking up trash based on his character. Maybe his mother collected these before she was admitted into the hospital.
どうだろうな。ひとまず他の場所も確認してみるか。
After doing a preliminary survey of the room, both their attentions fall on the suspicious rope. Its length is just enough to hang down the bedside. There are visible marks of wear and tear if she looks closely enough. Luke, don't you find this rope's location kind of odd?
そうだな。薬がサイドテーブルに置かれてるのを見るに
Did she try to, like, you
ク
know,
レタニの母親は
off
こ
herself
こに寝
with
てい
that?
た。
This rope can't be here without a reason. Could it be related to his mother? Gerard's mother seems to have left many suicide notes. Does she think of committing suicide due to her
首を
illness?
吊るためってことか。それはちょっと難しいと思うぞ。こんな場所にあるロープにクレタニが気づかないわけはないし、そういった危険がある場所に母親を寝かすとも思えない。
Oh, that's true. This rope can't be here, so it must be because of support? Could it be a tool that Gerard uses when taking care of his mother? These things are placed in the reachable locations of the bed. It was for his mother's convenience, so she can reach for them without getting out of bed. His mother was bedridden for a long period. It might be due to her weakness or her disability. Regardless, she would need Gerard to assist her in her daily activities. Could this rope provide her with similar support too?
解放のため。
He contemplates her analysis as he lies in the bed frame and raises his left arm to reach for the rope. The spot where the rope touches his palm happens to be a place where most wear and tear.
もしかして起き上がるときに使ってたのか。
Ah, gain leverage. Okay, that's fair.
ああ、お前の推測が正しいなら、クレタニの母親は体が弱っていて、病気のせいで下半身も不自由だった可能性がある。
It's pretty creative.
そうなると、体を起こすにはクレタニの助けが必要になるが、クレタニはまだ子供で、一人の大人を毎日起こし続けるのは難しい。そんな状況で、このロープは役に立ったんだろうな。
We're gonna have fun. Despite him having to form a reasonable explanation, Luke doesn't seem at ease.
けどそうなると、新しい疑問も出てくるんだよな。
What problem? He follows Luke's line of sight to a corner piled up with
クレタニ
trash.
の母親が寝たきりだったとしたら、あの廃品はクレタニが集めていたことになる。
Oh, that's true.
もしそれが事実なら、クレタニの行動は合理性に欠けると思わないか。
Is it... So the scrap collection is the problem. Hey, I'm getting pretty good at this. Maybe it's because I'm actually awake. Collecting recyclables requires a lot of time and it's not very profitable either. Gerard wants Joel to make a quick buck, so how would he be able to have the patience to collect all of these? Unless both situations happened at different
仮に
times.
そうだとしたら、急に大金が必要になった理由があるはずだ。クレタニはその理由のせいで、コツコツ働くことを諦め、道を踏み外すことになった。
From the information we have, the most likely explanation would be treatment fees. Yeah, that makes sense. Luke falls into deep thought, walks around the pile of trash and starts digging into it. What are you searching for? Let me help you.
いや、埃だらけだから、俺だけで大丈夫。
Perhaps because he's trying to persuade her not to help him, he doesn't explain what he's looking for. As such, she quietly stands aside and lets him dig into the pile on cardboard. I guess if one's movements are cool enough, even digging into trash can look like it's actually part of an experiment. Just when she's lost in thought, Luke suddenly stands up and takes a few pieces of tattered cardboard in front of her. She subconsciously reaches out her arms to take them. He seems to be taken aback as he hurriedly retreats before he laughs and jokes.
なんでもすぐに受け取ろうとするなって。これは汚れがひどいから触れたらダメだ。ほら、ここの日付、見てみ。
The dates? The boxes were used to contain cakes and food. The manufactured and expiry dates are clearly printed on these boxes. Though the periods are different, they're all 2 or 3 months before Gerard's disappearance. Is this estimated period for when Gerard collected the trash?
こういった食品の賞味期限は短いから、実際に回収してきた人ほとんど差はないはずだ。
No doubt Luke's a professional detective. He's really observant. Nothing can escape his sight.
そんなにこっち見てどうした？何かやましいことでもしたのか？
Hi, KJ. You look like a raccoon digging through a trash can. Raccoons are cute, though. Scary, but they look cute. How are you? No, of course not. I'm just impressed by you. Luke raises his brow and jokingly gives her a warning.
本当か？ならいいけど。じゃ、本題に戻って。呉谷が失踪した時期は、母親が亡くなってからすぐのことだった。
Glad you're doing fine.
で、
I can't wait
たった今
to
見
see
つけ
what
た手
happens
が
with
かりを
Furina.
見る限り、あいつは失踪する2、3ヶ月前まで廃品を集めていた。
Playing Star Rail while listening? Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me on as your BGM. If you fall asleep, you're sorry. It's okay, Kathy. Don't worry about it. Kathy, honestly, it's very late. If you fall asleep, it's natural. Maybe you should just go to sleep if you're sleepy.
もし推測通り、あいつが母親の治療費を払うために盗みを始めていたとしたら、呉谷の母親はガンだと診断された後、すぐに病死してしまったことになる。さすがにいくらなんでも急すぎるよな。
Yeah, that's really fast. Now that you mention it, yes. What's odd is Gerard's mother had been visiting the hospital frequently for health checkups, so why wasn't she diagnosed earlier? Yeah, probably this is an N2X related case. Was it really because her illness was rare and difficult to diagnose?
それについては詳しい診断記録を見ないとわからないな。
You're right. If we put that aside for now, it seems more logical for Gerard to lose his temper and hit Nurse Harper. After all, his mother was suddenly diagnosed with cancer. Under such tremendous stress, it's easy to lose one's temper. What do you think?
俺は
Actually, that makes sense because he might have been like thinking. Wait, no. Unless Nurse Harper was taking care of his mother before, right? It's hard to tell with the timelines. Before Luke can reply, his phone rings, interrupting the conversation. He takes a glance at his phone and bites his lower lip with a complicated expression as if trouble is brewing. What's the matter?
警察から呉谷の資料が届いた。あいつは過去、自身の窃盗や詐欺の他に、他者の暴力行為を未然に防いだこともあるらしい。
Uh-oh. Gerard isn't unkind by nature, so when she hears that he's done good deeds in the past, it isn't unexpected of him. It's only when Luke continues.
暴力沙汰の被害に遭っていたのは看護師。
Oh? Okay, I gotta see what this cutscene's about. After that, I might take a break. Maybe I should go for a walk, and then when I come back, people will be also more available. I still have some videos to watch too. Actually, no, I should edit my videos. Yeah, maybe I'll edit the videos first. She's somewhat in a trance when she follows Luke out to the dilapidated apartment. It's only when she takes a few deep breaths of fresh air that her mind feels refreshed again. Luke, can you send me a copy of Gerard's case file?
ちょっと待ってな。
Before Luke can send it to her, his cell phone slips from his hand and drops onto the ground with a loud noise. While he's in a daze, she hastily crouches down to pick the cell phone up, briefly checking to ensure it's fine. Here, thankfully it's still in one piece. Luke hesitates for a moment before he gives an embarrassed smile, and quickly takes back his phone.
悪い。手を滑らせちまった。
Oh, is the way that he dropped the thing earlier also a sign? The food? He dropped the food. Is this Luke's anime cancer acting up?
今資料を送るよ。
He then keeps his phone properly and quietly clears his throat.
もう一度ざっと確認してみたけど、さっき言った暴力沙汰はステラ市私立病院で起こったものらしいな。勢いで暴力を振るいかけていたのは患者の家族の方で、河合さんに対して強い不満を抱いてたみたいだ。
Why does it sound like the incident we came across recently?
だな。占い師相手に本気で手を挙げようとするやつなんて初めて見たよ。この件の展開もあの時とそっくりで、呉谷の仲裁によって何事もなく進んだらしい。
That's actually more suspicious because Nurse Harper said that he was a child that she had nothing good to say about. But he defended her here. That's at least one good like comment that she could have mentioned. Why didn't she mention it? Super sus. In other words, Gerard helps Nurse Harper.
そうなるな。まだ母親が入院したばかりの頃、頻繁に付き添っていたあいつが偶然彼らの喧嘩を見かけたんだと。
And if this piece of information is placed together with the previous speculation, it seems like whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process he does not become a monster. Gerard used to be the one who stopped violence, yet in the end he became the source of it. On the other hand, Nurse Harper was rescued by Gerard in the past, but due to that conflict, she decided to take revenge against Gerard. No matter how much she looks, it's too far-fetched to link all these facts together. Can we meet that perpetrator? He probably knows more details about the incident.
ああ、資料に情報が載ってるから、明日にでも病院で話を聞いてみよう。だから今は。
Luke takes a look at his motorbike, which he parked by the alley and pauses slightly.
知り合いの運転手を呼ぶから、お前は先に帰っててくれ。
Yeah, he definitely feels insecure about driving her right now because of what just happened. Huh? What about you?
俺は呉谷に金品を盗まれた被害者たちに聞き込みをしてくるよ。彼らの多くは繁華街で路上販売をしていて、そこは比較的治安が悪い場所だからな。
Luke, can't you take me along?
悪い。
She can sense the determination in his voice. She's upset about it, but she can only agree to the arrangement. All right. Thereafter, Luke calls a cab for her. The driver is a friendly and chatty middle-aged man who seems to know Luke well. Before leaving, Luke knocks on the cab window and asks the driver to take special care of her.
木村さん、彼女はかなり疲れているので、世間話はまた今度にしてあげてください。
With that, Luke waves goodbye.
帰ったら、まずはゆっくり休んで、事件のことはまた明日にでも考えよ
う。Okay, be careful. She tries her best to ignore the feeling of uneasiness within her and nods at him. After reaching home, she immediately takes a warm shower. The hot steam dispels her physical weariness, but she's still mentally feeling tense. She's feeling somewhat on edge as she lies down on her couch, so she eventually takes out the items brought back from Gerard's apartment. I hope she didn't bring back trash. A whole stack of suicide notes. I should take this time to go through them again. Gerard's mother's handwriting is neat and clean, so it isn't difficult to read them. There are no dates written on the notes, but from the minor changes in her handwriting, she can tell that each note was written at a different time. However, the contents are roughly the same. Jerry, you must forget me completely after I'm gone. Jerry, you need to take care of yourself and lead a proper life alone. Don't miss me. Jerry, don't worry about me. I'll be fine in heaven and protect you forever. These suicide notes are filled with the worries, love, and blessings of a mother to a son. Somehow she feels a sense of oppression rather than empathy when reading these notes. Why is that so? She decides to go over the notes again. Suddenly, a horrible assumption appears in her mind, which she finds hard to ignore. To verify her assumption, she makes a call. Wait.
もしもし。大丈夫だよ。
Oh my gosh, it's Vin. Okay, hang on a second. Yeah, I don't get it. Huh. Vin picks up a call, cheerfully tapping his fingers on the couch armrest.
僕はいつも通りだよ。ちょっとした仕様が何件か割り込んできたくらいかな。もし困っていることがあるなら話してごらん。
He listens to the other party seriously and attentively, nodding his head from time to time. Just then, a strange noise from opposite the couch suddenly breaks the silence. Vin glances at the person with some impatience and makes a warning gesture for silence.
状況はおおむね把握したよ。ただ思うに、あなたはすでに答えが分かっているんじゃないかな。心配しないで、忘れて、いなくなっても悲しまないで。そういった願いがありながら、たくさんの遺書を書き残す。そのことがそもそも矛盾している。
Oh, that feels very...
こんな言葉を聞いたことはあるかい？人を評価するときは、言葉ではなく行動に注目すべきだと。遺書に書かれていた言葉は、書き手が己の真意を隠すため、あえて残した煙幕のようなもの。その発言を嘘と捉えてもいいし、何かの謎かけと捉えてもいいけど、どちらにせよ、その存在は醜い己の真意を隠すためにある。今回の場合、彼女が遺書を残した真意は、お礼なんていいよ。大したことはしていないから。
Yeah, he just confirms. Thereafter, Vin simply exchanges a few words with her, and the second he hangs up the phone, a person opposite him makes a snort.
말하다 말고 혼자 있는 것처럼 전화를 받다니.
정말 예의 없고 교양 없이구네.
Oh, mystery. I guess this will come up in the next story.
礼儀というなら相手の教養に合わせて接することも礼儀と言えるのでは？
Okay, I have to admit, Vin looks really good right now.
돌려서 욕하지 말라고.
What outfit is this? I like it.
てっきりそういうのが好きでわざと僕を怒らせたのかと思ったけど。
Vin folds his arms and comfortably leans back on the
と
couch.
ころで遺書といえばあなたもそろそろそれを用意した方がいいんじゃないかな？
What is happening? After hanging up the call, she's certain of her assumption. Gerard's mother seemed to be a paranoid person who had the desire to control her son. Thus, she spent effort writing numerous suicide notes, hoping that he would always remember her. When she thinks about it, she suddenly recalls what Julian told her in the correctional facility. It's about the mysterious person who brought Gerard away before he was missing.
우태양이 다가가니까 그 사람이 친근하게 손을 잡아주는 게 보였어요. 전 어렸을 때부터 지금까지 엄마가 손을 잡아준 적도 없거든요. 그래서 나쁜 일은 없을 거라 생각했어요.
A gentle move. A mother. Gerard's mother has already passed away. There's no mistake in this. As for other possibilities, nope, no way. Gotta believe in science. Science? Noticing that her thoughts are wandering off, she begins to feel a chill in the air. To alleviate the I get it. She thought it was a ghost. To alleviate the uneasy feeling within her, she begins to swipe her phone aimlessly and inadvertently pauses at the name Luke. I wonder if he's busy now. But since I discovered something new, I should share it with him too, right? And she immediately presses the call button. Luke takes longer than usual to pick up the call this time. It's only when the line is about to cut off automatically that it finally goes through. Oh! Harper, another interesting thing Harper mentioned was she said that on the outside, it looked as if his mother truly cared for him, but she was mean to everyone else. Maybe Nurse Harper was trying to tell him or trying to help him, and he was like in denial about, you know, his mother being emotionally manipulative, and then he shoved her and she hurt herself. But she doesn't see it as a problem just because she really cared about him. I don't know. Is Nurse Harper good or bad? She's definitely suspicious, but maybe she's trying to hide something to protect someone, to protect him. Oh.
もしもし、どうした？何か？
Luke's voice sounds a little hoarse and full of concern. It's nothing major. I just want to share with you my discovery after reading the suicide notes. Is it convenient to talk right now? Are you still interviewing the victims?
いや、大丈夫。こっちもちょうど終わったとこだ。
His voice sounds tense. After which she tells Luke all the assumptions she's read after reading the notes. This includes the unfounded and ridiculous idea that has given her quite a scare.
なるほど。クレタニを連れて行った人間が彼の母親かもしれない。
Yes, but before Gerard went missing, she already passed away in the hospital, right? It should be impossible for someone who had passed away to reappear, am I right? She's so funny. Good morning, Finn. You're in the middle of a ghost story. I'm just kidding. It's not really. Luke hesitates for a moment. She has no idea what he's thinking during that few seconds, but his answer is firm.
もちろんだ。妖怪も幽霊もこの世界には存在しない。
Oh, he's definitely gonna tell her.
クレタニを連れて行ったのがもし彼の母親だったとしても考えられるのは彼女がまだ生きていた可能性だけだ。
No, I think she's dead. You have a point.
実際クレタニの母親に関してはいくつか謎がある。彼女のカルテを入手できるかケンニーに聞いとくよ。だからあんまり考えすぎずに早く寝ろよ。明日は一緒に病院まで行く予定だからな。
Okay, I know. You two, hurry home once you're done with work. Perhaps he senses the uneasiness in her voice. Luke hasn't put down the phone.
どうしても眠れないようならまたかけていいからな。
Yeah, got it.
安心しな。怖いことなんて何も。
Luke seems to be saying something after that. However, the line is cut off and she fails to listen to the second half of his sentence. No! Go to bed at 1 p.m., wake up at 12. I mean, it's natural for being on the other side of the world. Oh no, Luke! Luke, come on! Before Luke exposes himself, he hurriedly hangs up the call to prevent himself from coughing into the phone. Even after he joined NSB and participated in numerous risky tasks, he's never revealed such a weak side of himself to other parties. But in the face of the pain brought by his illness, he can't help but lower himself and drop his knees in the puddle of mud on the ground. Oh man. Does anyone need this? The bustle of noise of footsteps and conversation with the passerbys can be faintly heard from outside the alley. Luke claps his hand over his mouth, preventing his painful groan from attracting attention. He suddenly finds his own cautious actions almost amusing.
怪異なんて恐れるわけないだろう。もしそんなものが存在するならこんなことにもなってなかったろうしな。
Man, they animated the sweat falling off of him. Jesus.
本当に存在してたら。
But there's a principle behind every technology, and there's no room for unexpected miracles to happen. The moment one chooses to give up, everything will end. Luke is sharp enough to capture the approaching footsteps. He clenches his teeth and pushes himself up. Quickly, he hides in a corner. The moment the approaching person appears, he grabs and locks the person's throat with his elbow joint.
잠깐만, 나라고.
ケンにどうしてここに？
뭐라는 거야? 네가 먼저 전화했잖아. 나 말고 누구 또 올 사람 있어?
Luke leans his body against the wall and breaks out alongside. I really like Aaron.
気のせいかもしれませんが、さっきから誰かに監視されているような気がするんです。
이런 곳에는 남을 훔쳐보는 걸 좋아하는 변태들이 넘쳐나니까. 별일 없어서 다행이네.
Hi, AQ.
無事っていうほどでもないですよ。たった今ケンニーを抑えるのに使ったのも利き手じゃありません。
Did you just wake up
理由
too?
は不明ですが、今回の発作が起こる前に右手の感覚が鈍くなったんです。
Uh-oh. The smile on Aaron's face disappears instantly. He frowns.
설마 악화된 건가? 자세히 검사하러 가자.
待ってください。特効薬の予備って持ち歩いてますか？今はまだ。
Not really, you were looking. Oh, thank you for the alert. I actually did see your name earlier, but I'm always confused because like I feel like the list is inaccurate sometimes. The thought of going to the hospital tomorrow reminds me of Tyson Turner, who is now an inarticulate man paralyzed in bed. Can he be considered a living man in his pathetic state? Ooh, we're getting into Man, I'm so close to finishing though. I kind of just want to keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's only 5 more. We can do it. I need to know how this ends. I need to know if Nurse Harper is the one who took Gerard. You were lurking and doing room cleaning and showering. Oh, good. I should do my dishes. I did put food trash in the food trash thingy, but I do need to do my dishes. I want my apartment to be clean, but I'm also so tired. Rosa receives a text from Luke in the morning saying that he's busy at the moment and will meet up with her later. To save time, she heads for the Stellas Public Hospital first. According to Gerard's case file, the name of the perpetrator is Macho Man. God damn it, game. How am I supposed to take you seriously? You like putting streams on in the background when you do things. Oh, that's good. Oh, you can hear my unhinged reactions. What the heck? Oh. The name of the perpetrator is Macho Man. I can't. I think this might be the worst name yet. I think this might actually be the worst name we've gotten yet. Oh my god. This is such a unique and unforgettable name. At least they're aware. Nurse Harper has been taking care of Gerard's mother in the oncology department. Since the perpetrator named Macho Man is the patient's family member, then his conflict with Nurse Harper was likely to occur in the oncology department. She has narrowed the search scope, but that incident happened a year ago. The chance of finding the perpetrator is small. Maybe I should try asking around. Perhaps it's due to the name of the perpetrator. She manages to locate Macho Man's ward after asking a few people.
아, 그 주씨 말하는 거죠? 505호에 있어요.
Wait, what is his name?
아, 그 주씨 말하는 거죠? 505호에 있어요.
I don't know. I can't. 줄씨? 줄? The middle-aged woman pauses and looks at her again.
아가씨, 같이 가는 사람 없어요?
Oh, interesting. Isn't anyone going with you?
주씨가 성격이 좀 세서 말도 험하게 하거든요. 혼자 갈 거면 조심하는 게 좋을 거예요.
Eh, Mr. King. Don't worry, I'm very good at arguing. Wait, why? He says Ju, right? Okay, I thought it was Ju at first, but... Oh, thank you. 성이 주인가 봐요. Interesting, though, that they changed it to King here, even though I thought his name was Man. I'm confused. When she meets the infamous Mr. Macho Man, she realizes she should have heeded the woman's advice.
왜 너 그질이야? 아내가 쉬고.
It's that guy again. It's you?
또 너냐?
It's you again? The moment the ward is open, a familiar man walks out from the ward. Like an overused story plot in typical idol dramas, you didn't expect the ill-fated relationship with Mr. Macho Man to last until now. Yeah, this is a drama.
좋아, 아예 찾아왔다 이거지? 전 보던 그날 우리 얘기가 아직 안 끝난 것 같은데.
Is he gonna hit a woman? Jesus. He closes the door slightly and looks around.
그 놈도 같이 온 거야? 이번엔 혼쭐을 내줘야지.
This guy needs to chill. It's just me, and I'm not here to quarrel with you today. Now that I think about it, our meeting isn't just a coincidence. After all, resorting to violence after emotions to get the best of him fits his personality. To avoid agitating Macho Man again, she tries to keep calm. I can't take it seriously. I can't. She tries to keep calm and patient so that her emotions will not be affected by his. Mr. King, is it convenient for me to ask you a few questions? It's about an incident that happened a year ago when you had a conflict with a nurse. Is his name King or Man? God damn it.
아니, 그냥 방금 일에 대해 옳고 그름만 따지라고. 왜 1년이나 지난 옛날 일을 꺼내는 건데?
That's not what I meant. I'm just...
아니긴 뭐가 아니야. 계속 쓸데없는 소리하면 가만 안 둔다.
Oh my gosh, this guy. Chill. Macho raises his fist in front of her. She subconsciously dodges and retreats, accidentally knocking into another person behind her. She hears a low snort coming from the back. I'm sorry. Are you alright? They're taken aback when they see the face of the person behind her.
괜찮아요. 조금 아프긴 하네요.
Dun dun dun! It's Jerome Adams. Super sus. Why are you...
그런데 견우 씨가 여긴 왜 오셨죠?
여긴 복도예요. 조정남 씨 목소리가 너무 커서 정씨 아주머니가 걱정된다고 살펴보라고 하셨어요.
Macho helplessly clicks his tongue.
무슨 일 있는 줄 알았네. 그럼 이제부터 입 닫을게요.
This is odd. Why is the fearless Mr. King so obedient? Why do you have two names for him? God damn it, game, make up your mind. Is it because of him? She carefully sizes Jerome Adams up. He seems to be a mystery himself. It's like the last time when she saw him on the Pluto. He appeared suddenly and disappeared quietly.
너무 오래 자리를 비워서 아내가 날 기다리고 있겠네. 그럼 얘기들 나눠요.
After he retreats, only she and Jerome Adams are left staring at each other in the corridor. Her alertness is at its peak when suddenly a small figure dashes out from the ward the moment Macho pulls open the door.
견우 아저씨, 머리 따주세요.
It's her! It's the girl that approached Marius, I think.
내가 뭐라고 했어? 도움받고 싶으면 오빠라고 부르랬잖아.
오빠.
아빠가 병실에 있어요. 아무한테는 오빠라고 부르지 말라고 했단 말이에요. 아빠가 들으면 분명 화를 내실 거예요.
Huh? Is she Macho's daughter? Macho. Please stop. I can't do this anymore. I can't read his name anymore. Adam smiles and crouches down, gently helping the girl to tie her hair into two long plaits.
어머니는 요즘 괜찮으시니?
네, 잘 지내요. 새로운 치료를 시작했어요. 견우 아저씨 말처럼 그 오빠한테 도와달라고 했더니 치료비가 생겼어요.
Oh my god. Jerome Adams sent her over. And she knows. Oh, sus. He's so sus.
보험 판매하면 돈을 잘 벌 수 있나 봐요. 그럼 저도 나중에 커서 보험 판매할래요.
Yeah.
그건 나중에 다시 고민해 보도록 하자. 보험 판매가 그냥 부업일 수도 있잖니? 그래, 일단 돌아가렴. 아직 이분이랑 할 얘기가 남았거든.
Enjoy the new One Piece. After coaxing the girl back to the ward, Jerome Adams looks at Rosa again. His gaze is approachable and warm, but it makes her feel anxious. Right, Mr. Adams. Where did you go after... Shouldn't you call him Dr. Adams? Where did you go after we met that day on the Pluto?
사람들이랑 함께 요트를 타고 대피했어요.
당신은요? That incident on the Pluto ended on a dramatic note, but she's not sure if he witnessed the scene. She supposes it's best she keeps mum about it for now. After all, she was not the only one who was involved, and the identities of the N2X members are somewhat sensitive. Same as you.
그런가요? 그날 변호사님하고 윤 선생님이 보이지 않아서 걱정했거든요. 이제야 좀 안심이 되네요.
There was more than one escape yacht on that day. I'm glad that everyone's safe. Why do I feel the more I say, the worse things get? And yes, I have something to attend to later. I guess I'll leave.
1년 전에 있었던 그 일에 대해 알고 싶은 거라면 제게 물어봐도 좋아요.
Oh? Jerome Adams smiles. He offers to disclose information before she can even question him. I guess he's also gonna break HIPAA. I'm just kidding.
제가 소속된 금난계곡 연구센터에서 난치병 환자들에게 도움을 주기 위한 펀드를 운영한 적이 있어요.
He's so sus.
제가 담당이라 가끔씩 병원에 와서 자원봉사를 하는데 그 일이 일어난 날에 마침 병원에 있었거든요.
Research Center. Mr. Adams, are you a researcher?
네, 그런 셈이죠.
There's no need for her to verify his word. She finds his credibility on that matter to be rather high. From the various situations just now, she can tell that he shares a fairly close relationship with the patients. Moreover, even if the adults were just pretending, the kid was genuinely friendly with him. It wasn't something a kid could act out. Mr. Adams, could you tell me what happened on that day?
알려드릴 수는 있지만 제가 보기엔 평범한 싸움이었어요. 딱히 특별한 구석은 없었죠.
일은 하긴 하는 거야? 아내가 아프다잖아. 안 보여?
선생님, 바늘을 뺄 때 통증이 있는 건 어쩔 수 없으니 조금 참아주세요.
그걸 믿으란 거냐고? 그러고 보니 다른 간호사들이 그러는데 당신은 이쪽 병실 사람이 아니라며?
Oh.
소아과 가서 애들이나 달래지 왜 여기 와서 참견질이야?
She's normally from the Department of Pediatrics.
선생님, 무례한 말은 삼가주시죠.
참나, 자기가 일 처리를 제대로 못해놓고 나한테 말 똑바로 하라네.
He's fuming and about to hit Nurse Harper when Gerard dashes out from the crowd of onlookers and pushes Macho.
멧돼지, 그만 좀 하시지.
Oh.
그렇게 우채영은 주정남에게 한 대 맞았고 사람들이 말린 덕에 두 사람에게 더 이상 심각한 일이 벌어지지는 않았어요.
She nods thoughtfully. She says nothing, and Jerome Adams does not prompt her. When she looks up, she notices his eyes are still as warm as before, as if there's no change in emotions. Mr. Adams, isn't this Harper previously from the Department of Pediatrics?
맞아요. 그런데 자주 여기저기에서 도움을 요청한다고 하더군요. 하지만 이후로 수간호사가 다시 갈등이 생기는 걸 막기 위해 이곳에 다시는 못 오게 했다고 들었어요.
Stopped asking her to come. She can't help but sink deeper into thought. After a while, she realizes Jerome Adams is observing her with great interest. Noticing her gaze at him, he takes the opportunity to question her.
맞다. 그런데 이것들이 왜 알고 싶으신 건가요?
Why are you telling her? Well, just as she's hesitating whether to say the truth, a familiar figure suddenly appears between the two of them, giving her a scare.
あなたとは関係のないことです
Oh.
이분도 친구인가요?
Luke gives Jerome Adams a cold stare without speaking to him and giving her a chance to reply as he pulls her away. Jerome Adams doesn't seem surprised. Instead, he remains in the same spot and waves his hand to say goodbye. Sus. After that, Luke pulls her into an empty consultation room. It is tiny. He appears to be in a rush. His disorderly breaths and damp hair on his sweaty forehead seem to suggest it. Luke, are you okay? Why'd you rush over?
それをお前が聞くのか
Luke points at her cell phone in the pocket. She removes the phone, looking confused, but when she sees several missed calls displayed on her phone screen, she abashedly looks away from him. Ah, sorry. I must have missed your calls while inquiring about Miss Nurse Harper.
別にいいよ。俺もいいとこを邪魔しちまったみたいだしな。
What great plan? Great plan? Oh, speaking of which, I did find out something.
へえ、どんな報告だ?
He pulls out a nearby chair and sits down, but with an odd expression as she's interrogated by him. She goes ahead and describes to him what she's found out, including Jerome Adams' identity. His expression seems better after hearing her words, revealing a hint of embarrassment.
あいつがプルート号であったっていう変なやつか。
Luke, stop being jealous. Not exactly. No wonder you sounded weird just now. Did you misunderstand something?
してないよ。そんなことより、俺の方でも新たな手がかりを掴んできたぞ。
She pulls out a photocopied document.
ケンニーに頼んで入手してもらった。で、こいつを見る限り、呉谷の母親は確かに何度も身体検査を受けていたが、見つかったのはどれも治療法のある軽い病気だったらしい。加えて、それらは自宅療養でも問題のない病気だったのにもかかわらず、彼女は毎回入院して治療を受けていたそうだ。
That sounds like she was a highly health conscious person.
だな。けど妙なことに、彼女が亡くなる3ヶ月前、急に末期がんが見つかってしまった。
Okay, that's definitely N2X. A sudden diagnosis? Why does it sound like Tyson Turner's case? At the thought of it, an assumption appears in her mind that suddenly sends a chill down her spine. Tyson was diagnosed with acute stomach cancer after being poisoned by N2X, and no one knew who the perpetrator behind it was. Could it be that Gerard's mother's illness was suspicious, and that's why the big data lab placed this case as top priority? Yeah, that makes sense. If this is the case, Luke, don't you find Nurse Harper suspicious?
俺も同意見だ。何せ彼女は嘘をついてるからな。
Did she perhaps try to get rid of the mother because she was abusive or something? I don't know. Oh, that was right. I thought I tried that one already. Nurse Harper said the reason he lashed was because she wasn't taking care of his mother, but Nurse Harper was never assigned to the oncology department, so there was no way she could have gotten in contact with him.
仮に何かのきっかけで関わっていたとしても、辻褄が合わない部分の方が多い。河合さんが呉谷に助けられたことが事実なら、彼に対して何らかの謝意があるはずだ。
Right, but she never brought it up. I still think that's weird.
そんな心境で呉谷の母親に粗末な対応をするとは思えない。
This is all super sus. I'm so confused. What does this all mean?
それに呉谷は本来善悪の判断ができる人間だ。よ。
There must be a cause for conflict, but it falls on neither her nor Gerard's mother. So why did Nurse Harper lie? Yes, indeed.
もしかすると、俺たちは最初から間違って。
We're wrong about something.
本当の復讐者は河合さんじゃなく、呉谷の方なのかもしれない。彼が実際にしてきたことは。
Excited cheers? Interviews?
もしもし。
Did the reporters find Rosa? His face darkens. Tyson Turner is dead? Wait, what? Want me to investigate someone? Oh my god, what is happening? Sorry, I skipped through that because I was just like too anxious. I wanted to just... What's happening? Oh, this is nuts. Okay, Marius.
작은 도련님, 괜찮으십니까?
我能有什么事?
Oh, he is looking fine. Marius carelessly tidies his overly complex outfit, half leaning in front of his work desk. Yeah, that's a very complex outfit, but he looks good. From time to time, he glances at Vincent, who looks concerned and upset. Marius immediately warns him with a stern attitude.
人还活着呢，你再摆出这副表情，我就……扣工资违反劳动法，就扣你年终奖好了。
그럼 작은 도련님, 그 사람은 어떻게 처리하실 생각이십니까?
It sounds like he doesn't really care.
该怎么处理就怎么处理，我又不是混黑道的， 还能打断他的手脚不成？
Oh. Marius smooths his hair and sighs wearily.
先不提这个，国安那边怎么说？
I know that like this is set in like a futuristic world with a very general setting and there's no like specificity like where they are, right? And that's why you can adapt the versions so that everyone in the Japanese version has Japanese names and it's like a futuristic like Japan in a way, and then everyone in the Korean dub has Korean names. Everyone in the English just has a mishmash of names because why not? But by their clothing, this game is still very, very Chinese, and I love it.
도련님이
Clothing and
오셔서
setting.
조사에 협조해 주시기를 희망한답니다.
为什么？
장태산이 오늘 미림시 시립병원에서 갑자기 사망했는데 현재까지의 조사 결과에 따르면
Yeah, I definitely did not read through this when I was like skimming through it so I could get the rewards because Tyson Turner dying legitimately surprised me.
작은 도련님이 최근 유일하게 그 병실을 방문한 관계자 외 인원이라고 합니다.
Oh shoot.
看来秦山的死对于他们来说是笔不小的损失。不过，这种场面我以前好像也见过。
Mario smiles as he straightens himself up. Though his movement is slow, his posture is perfect. He looks out from the floor-to-ceiling windows. The tiny black dots gathered at the bottom of the building resemble an army of ants eagerly carrying their food into their cave.
국정원에선 도련님께서 이번 일과 연루되어 있다는 증거를 확보하지 못했기 때문에 협조를 거절하셔도 됩니다. 저번에
我配合，毕竟都是自己人，总得给点面子吧。
He does sound very good in Chinese. Okay, Tyson Turner's ward is located on the top floor of the inpatient unit. Patients who stay there are usually important people who need to be kept under observation, and only medical personnel are authorized to enter with their staff cards.
開けてくれ。
The two guards standing outside the ward look at Luke and nod their heads indifferently. Just as she's about to follow him in, an arm appears and blocks the entrance, preventing her from proceeding. Luke quickly jerks around. His face instantly darkens.
話があるなら口で言え。彼女に触れるな。
상부 명령에 따라 이곳은 관계자 외 인원은 출입할 수 없습니다.
彼女は俺側の人間だ。何かあれば俺が責任を取る。それに部外者なら前にも入れていただろう。今さらどの口が言ってんだ。
Okay, investigation time. Tyson Turner's ward is left untouched. The bedding is spread out messily, and the medical equipment around the bed remains in its place as if Tyson is coming back again. Is Tyson Turner seriously dead?
現場は保存してもらってるから、ここは旗がなくなってからそのままだ。にしても、マスコミの反応が大げさすぎないか。あいつの余命が短いのは周知の事実だったはずだ。どちらにせよ、これで今後の調査が面倒になるのは間違いないだろうな。
As she speaks with Luke, endless news notifications are popping up from her phone about Turner's death. Perhaps Turner deserves to be dead. Apart from some unfounded speculative conspiracy theories behind his death, most netizens seem to be cheering and celebrating it, but the truth shouldn't be influenced or covered by any other factors. Luke, you mentioned that they let other unrelated persons into the ward. Who was it? Would that person be related to this case?
いい質問だな。
It was Marius. Luke smiled, seemingly anticipating her reaction.
そいつはお前も知ってる人物だ。いや、確実に知ってると言った方が正しいか。
Yep, it was definitely Marius. Are you serious?
ああ。しかも、そのうち会うことになる。
Just then, the latest hot search notification pops up on her phone screen. Harrison Health Products' drug issues has triggered a new round of confidence crisis in pharmaceutical companies. Being a prime suspect linked to Tyson Turner's death, the president of Pax Pharmaceutical, Marius von Hagen, was attacked by unidentified persons in a banquet. It is reported the perpetrator is suspected to be the victim of the Harrison incident, who was initially diagnosed with mental disorder and has been captured by the police. Marius? What is happening? This is chaos. After that, Luke leads her to an ordinary but somewhat cluttered downtown. Their destination is the basement of a small commodity market, which requires her to take special elevator to enter. She sees a store selling salt-baked chicken feet around the corner of the ground floor. Yeah, there's also like all of these foods that are very clearly Chinese. Yet less than 20 meters away from the store, there's a secret space hidden from prying eyes. The abrupt change in the environment reminds her of the different production sets one sees in film studios. Luke simply describes the location of this hideout as a well-hidden place in the city, great for filling one's stomach as getting food delivered is not safe right now. Oh, the
我
NSB
的时
special
间很
theme.
宝贵，你们都没有决定性证据，就突然把我叫过来。
This is the definitely nice thing about playing and like, I mean, you would recognize his voice probably anyway, but playing in different languages, this made it very obvious. I'm like, this is definitely not an NPC if he's speaking Chinese. The only character I have set to Chinese is Marius.
真当何印是吃干饭的吗？
The moment she stepped into the office with Luke, she hears a familiar voice. However, his tone is arrogant, overbearing, and taunting. It seems foreign to her.
任意の動向を承諾しておいて、今さらハったりなんてよせ。決定的な証拠があるかどうかは、お前が一番よくわかってるだろう。
So they are, I see, they're acting again. Ah, why can't they let Rosa in on this? Just let her know what the fuck is going on. Luke speaks as if he pats the back of the young man who is carrying out the
悪
interrogation.
いが交代だ。この人は、お前たちの手には負えない。モニター室で見ててくれ。
怎么换帮手了？姐姐，你看他们轮流过来欺负我一个人。
ほんと、下先三寸とはこのことだな。
Boy, who is the real bully here? Marius.
什么事？
He seems to know that he's on the losing end, yet he still keeps his hopes up. Such as hoping her conversation with him will continue according to his expectations. To the extent that when her reply is out of his expectation, he is taken by surprise and freezes for several seconds. Were you hurt?
Huh?
Oh. That's actually really cute. Okay, I admit that's actually really cute. I saw the news that you were being attacked. What happened then? Were you hurt?
这个嘛，没什么大事。
Congrats on finishing the episode, Vin. She notices Marius's eyes starting to drift, unlike his usual confident look. Seeing her face of disbelief, he reveals a helpless smile and folds up his sleeve obediently.
不过小事倒是有一些。
This is... Oh. Oh. The moment he reveals his wrist, she can see several striking red scars on his fair skin. The scars appear to be left behind by someone who has grabbed and pulled his wrist tightly. Do they hurt?
当时稍微有一点。
He's pretending.
不过我的皮肤有些敏感，会比较容易留下痕迹。
He did mention that before.
这其实已经是一两天前的事了，再加上当时是隔着衬衫被抓的，现在早就没感觉了。
Really? She suspiciously pulls his sleeve higher and gingerly touches the red scars. Marius is extraordinarily cooperative with her movements, and his breathing becomes more rapid.
姐姐，这里还有人看着呢。
Oh my god, stop! Stop! I'm underage. That's not true. I'm definitely not. I'm sorry. I just feel that... Luke, come over and look at this.
你喊他干嘛？
He doesn't want to show Luke his scars. At that moment, Marius' arm is a fish on the chopping board, while she and Luke carry out a close observation of it. Don't you find these scars familiar?
そうだな。これよりずっと深いけど、河合さんの腕にも似たような跡があった。
That's because her uniform is short sleeve. It would be more severe since the perpetrator directly scratched her arm.
かもな。実際に試してみるか。
Seeing that Luke is about to test a theory, Marius immediately pulls back his arm and pulls down his sleeve.
差不多就可以了。
Anyway, Marius, what is happening? What is happening? This three-way flirting. Since you said that these scars have been there for 1 or 2 days, I doubt they were caused by today's attack. How did you get these scars? Luke jumps into the conversation before Marius can answer.
肩につけられたんだろう。俺の推測が正しいなら、それはあいつの見舞いに行った時にできたもので。
你说的对。但是这也不能说明什么。我走出病房的时候，你也在场。我当时不仅两手空空，而且秦山也还活着。无论怎么想， 他的死都和我没有任何关系。
Luke says nothing to refute the matter. As for her, she rationally and emotionally feels that this matter has nothing to do with Marius. But if that's the case, there must be another reason behind those scars. Do you think Tyson Turner was the one who left those red marks on Nurse Harper's arms? If my assumption is right, there were two similar marks, and the first one was probably left behind when she was struggling. The second one was probably a signal for help or a message left behind intentionally. After listening, Luke thinks for a few seconds before looking at the location of the surveillance camera.
河合さんの病院での行動記録を調べるよう警察に連絡してくれ。こっち側の人間には畑の病室の再調査を、それから畑の爪も調べ、皮膚組織が残っているようなら鑑定チームに回し、誰のものか急いで特定してくれ。
What's happening?
작은 도련님, 그분들이 도련님을 귀찮게 만든 건 아닌가요?
那得看我想不想被刁难。
Marius puts his hand inside his pocket and finds his previously lost button. He fiddles with it thoughtfully. Vincent is shocked to see what Marius is doing from the rearview mirror.
저번에 병원에서 떨어진 단추 아닙니까? 어째서 지금...
Luke slipped it to him. Luke Marius moments. Beck must have been really happy for this.
如果秦山的死真的和我有关，那这枚扣子在将我送进牢里这件事上就起着至关重要的作用。现在估计是用不到了，捡到他的好心人才终于肯物归原主。
어찌되었든 여기에 오시지 말았어야 했습니다. 너무 위험했어요.
I love Vincent. Vincent is great. Who voices Vincent?
这我可没得选。
Marius reveals a dark and unreadable expression. The button slips from his hand and rolls to the bottom of the car seat. He instinctively wants to bend down and pick it up, but the pain in his body pulls him back.
真疼，背后肯定青了一大片。
What happened?
병원으로 모시겠습니다.
Did someone hit him?
别去魏明市立医院就行。
Marius straight... Well, I mean, you're... Why would they take you to the public hospital anyway? You are... Yeah. Seriously, Marius, that wasn't necessarily to even say. Marius straightens his body and deliberately props his head up, trying his best not to let his back touch the seat.
他的直觉太准了，我要是不来这么一套，这事肯定瞒不住。对了，文晨，让你调查的事情没忘吧？
걱정하지 마세요. 현재 조사 중입니다. 유원희 회장님께도 보고 드릴까요?
我爸嘛，暂时不必了。
Okay. Oh, we're almost done. Might as well. Might as well finish. We can do this. I can finish this story. Under the moonlight, the bar exudes a cozy warmth that seems to defy the submarine city. A bar? Despite the late hour, its walls are filled with life, echoing with laughter and conversation. Yue? Maybe? Thank you. With deafening music blasting in the background, a furrow forms on Artem's brow as he quickly makes his way across the dance floor. Artem is in a bar?
어머, 미남 오빠. 이런 차림으로 클럽에 왔네. 나랑 같이 놀래?
손대지 마세요.
Oh. Wow. Artem glares at the woman. She pulls back the hand on his tie and her face instantly darkens. Upon finding his target's booth, he instantly removes his jacket, which now reeks of various perfume smells, and discards it aside.
테킬라 선라이즈. 논 알코올로 주세요.
Good. Artem should not drink. After placing his order, Artem looks at the middle-aged man who is cowering in fear. He is wearing an old school uniform, which seems to be a hand-me-down from a younger family member. He looks even more out of place in the bar than Artem. Yeah, what?
왜 이런 곳에서 만나자고 한 거죠?
저도 이곳에 오기 싫었어요.
How did he get in? He trembles in fear and shakes a sip of his coke that has already gone flat, leaning closer.
사람이 많아서 이곳에 있으면 좀 더 안전한 느낌이에요. 음료가 비싸서 그렇지.
계산은 제가 하겠습니다. 하지만 사람이 많은 거랑 무슨 상관이죠?
백 변호사님, 저주를 믿으시나요?
Oh, this is setting up for the next chapter, because the next chapter has something about bad luck. Perhaps the background music is too loud. Artem suddenly feels the pulse in his temple. His question is nonsensical. For Artem, it was no less than the question that the interns in the law firm have been asking lately. Do you believe in the light?
믿든 안 믿든 오늘 할 얘기와 관련 없지 않습니까?
있죠, 당연히. 백 변호사님, 일단 헤이슨의 책임을 묻는 건 잠시 뒤로 두고 먼저 고소하고 싶은 사람이 있어요.
계속 말씀하세요.
The man passes his phone to Artem with his trembling hands. The picture on the phone shows a store decorated with props such as compasses and a container of lots. The owner of the store is a woman of unique temperament who seems to be doing fortune telling. It's the fortune telling from the hospital. Wait, oh my gosh. This is crazy. I can't believe they're setting up the next chapter right now. And I guess that they've been setting it up because we met the fortune teller earlier.
이 여자예요. 정말 보기만 해도 음산하죠? 제 아들 점을 봐줬는데 얼마 뒤 아들이 세상을 떠났어요. 그 뒤로부터 매일 악몽을 꿔요. 어젯밤엔 침대 머리맡에 뭔가가 서 있는 꿈을... 더 이상 말하기 싫네요.
Does that mean we're gonna meet Macho Man again? Because he said that she cursed his wife.
솔직하게 말씀드리겠습니다. 아드님의 사망은 헤이슨과 관련이 있습니다. 그래서
아니요. 백 변호사님, 저희 가족...
Wait, hang on.
솔직하게 말씀드리겠습니다. 아드님의 사망은 헤이슨과 관련이 있습니다. 그래서 절 찾으신 거 아닌가요?
아니요. 백 변호사님, 저희 가족뿐만이 아닙니다. 들은 건데 이 여자한테 점을 보고 부적을 받은 사람들은 모두 죽거나 다쳤다고 하더군요.
I mean, Luke got the talisman, but we already knew that he was sick.
이게 저주가 아니면 뭡니까? 제가 물증도 가지고 있습니다. 바로 이거죠.
He takes out a crumpled talisman from his pocket and stuffs it into Artem's hand.
그래서 백 변호사님, 법으로 이 일을 해결할 수 있는 건가요?
I don't know about that. It's 2 days after the NSB special team interrogated Marius. This time, Rosa and Luke receive a notification to meet Harper at the police station. This doesn't only mean that the NSB has granted her the two of them permission. It also means that the police have obtained the key evidence against Harper.
河合さん、証拠は揃っています。そろそろ本当のことを教えてください。
Oh, the truth is out. Luke places the series of copied information he obtained from the police before Harper. Oh my gosh, this is happening so suddenly. I thought we would meet Harper again before her being caught for something. It includes a test report of the DNA found in Turner's nail debris, as well as a surveillance record in the hospital on that day. As shown from the evidence, Tyson Turner died of an unnatural death. If not for Harper's intervention, he could have lived on for a while longer.
警察が輸液ボトルの底にあった小さな針穴を発見し、そこにあなたの指紋が残っていることを確認しました。このような証拠を残してしまったのは思いつきによる犯行だったからですか？それとも彼が死んでも誰も不審に思わないと考えていたからですか？
둘 다예요. 그리고 한 가지 이유가 더 있죠.
Oh no, her voice sounds different. Harper calmly looks at Luke. There is no sign of fear or anxiousness in her despite being exposed.
장태산의 죽음은 모두가 바라는 것이에요. 죽어도 마땅한 사람이죠.
Oh my god. So Nurse Harper, are you also a victim of Harrison Health Products? To her surprise, she shakes her head.
장태산이 저지른 사건들은 신문에서 보고 알았어요. 하지만 그건 도화선이었을 뿐. 그 전부터 전 그가 살아서는 안 된다고 생각했어요.
理由を聞いてもいいですか？
두 분은 계급이 존재한다고 생각하는지 모르겠네요. 고귀한 자와 천한 자를 나누는 계급 말이에요. 의료진의 각도로 봤을 때 저는 존재하면 안 된다고 생각하거든요. 하지만 장태사는 그런 평등함을 대놓고 파괴하는 존재였죠. 극악무도한 사람. 의식이 있을 때부터 사람들을 해치고 의식을 잃은 후에도 그런 짓을 멈추지 않는 자. 그런 사람은 죽어도 마땅하지 않나요?
So the day that Tyson Turner was gasping or whatever, asking Marius for help, it wasn't because it wasn't for his salvation. It was he knew what Nurse Turner or what Nurse Harper had done? Oh man. That makes my imagining of that scene very different too. Ooh, this is dark. As usual.
당신들 눈에는 헤이스만 보이는 건가요?
Harper's sudden emotional outburst instantly wipes off her previous composure. She glares at Luke, eyes full of disbelief and indignation. It's like she's treating Luke as another enemy similar to Tyson Turner.
당신도 그 사람들과 한패죠. 모든 의료 자원을 장태산에게 집중시키라고 명령해서 원래 치료받았어야 할 환자들이 기회를 놓쳤어요. 장태산을 구하려고 도대체 얼마나 많은 무고한 생명을 희생시킬 생각이었던 거죠?
旗が死ねば結果的により多くの人間が犠牲になるんですよ。
그래서 사람 목숨의 가치를 그렇게 비교할 수 있는 건가요?
俺たちの役目は一人でも多くの人間を守り安全を確保することです。
Luke gives her a firm response. However, from her distance, she can hear him gasping, seemingly trying to suppress the emotions in him. She stretches out a hand and tugs his shirt, hoping to divert his tension for a moment. Even if Harper has confessed, there's no evidence suggesting that she was involved in Gerard's disappearances. At least she can find out his whereabouts. Nurse Harper, from what we know, Gerard's mother was suddenly diagnosed with cancer, which is similar to Tyson Turner's diagnosis. Since you've been lying to us previously when we asked you, is it reasonable for us to suspect that you're related to her death?
네, 제가 그랬어요.
Oh my gosh. But why? She was bedridden for a long time. She couldn't cause harm to anyone like Tyson Turner.
남을 해친다는 기준이 대체 뭐죠? 한 사람을 해치는 것도 해당되는 건가요? 살인만 사람을 해치는 건가요?
I see. She was trying to protect Gerard. This is sad. Her view is quite warped, to be honest. And she really shouldn't be a nurse, but...
아들을 곁에 두기 위해 수년간 거동이 불편한 척한 것도 남을 해쳤다고 할 수 있나요?
Oh. Oh my. Does it? For a moment, she has no idea how she should define it. So Gerard's mother hadn't been ill before being diagnosed with cancer.
네. 근데 항상 본인이 아프기를 바랐어요. 게다가 무분별하게 약을 먹어대서 건강한 몸이었어도 문제가 생겼을 거예요.
I see. To keep him on her leash. Oh, that's a little sad. Many of the contradictory leads she obtained previously are finally becoming clear. Why Gerard's mother was hostile towards Nurse Harper, the wide variety of drugs she had, the frequent yet pointless health checkups, and the large stack of oppressive suicide notes, as well as Nurse Harper's eye, which was blinded by injury, but the victim doesn't feel the least bit sorry about it.
제 눈을 보고 있나요? 전 눈 한쪽을 잃었지만 그 사람은 목숨을 잃었죠. 그래서 괜찮아요.
Oh my god.
ここは警察署です。発言には注意してください。
Luke slams his hand on the table, making a loud bang, after which he stares at Harper, leaning his body again slightly forward. There's an oppressive feeling in his gaze.
クレタニがあなたに手を出したということは、彼も真相を知っているはずです。彼があなたの罪を告発しなかったのは、何かしらの形で。
I don't think so.
우태양의 실종은
거기까지. 이렇게 사적으로 제 의뢰인과 따로 접촉하면 유도 신문 혐의가 적용됩니다.
Artem is her lawyer? Oh my god. The plot thickens. Oh my god, what is happening? What is happening? What? Rosa freezes in place when she sees the figure walking through the door.
大丈夫。俺に任せろ。
Luke smiles and walks in front of her, blocking her view, yet at the same time taking a better look at
誘
Artem.
導尋問？そのようなことはしていませんよ。証拠ならここにあります。
제게도 증거물이 하나 있어요. 하은설 씨가 우태양의 실종과 전혀 관련이 없다는 증거요.
Yeah, that's... Oh my gosh. What is happening? Oh my gosh! Oh! Humans are multifaceted beings. All the kindness and friendliness are relative to the situation. Once there's a shift in one's position, everything changes as well. When in the face of Artem, who is looking at her imposingly, she stammers and is not sure what to say. Why did Mr. Wing become Nurse Harper's attorney?
左京さんは案外仕事を選ばない人なんですね。まあそれはさておき、 左京さんが持っている証拠というのは？
그 전에 제가 먼저 물어보겠습니다. 우태양의 실종이 왜 제 의뢰인과 연관되어 있다고 생각하시죠? 우태양이 협박을 받아서 범행을 고발하지 않았다고 생각하는 것도 모두 극히 주관적인 추측이지 않습니까?
That's true. They were making an accusation. Under Artem's signal, Harper intentionally avoids Rose's eyes and quietly sits in the chair in the corner. But she knows she mustn't remain quiet. Rosa digs her nails into her palm and takes a deep breath, gathering up the courage to face that pair of cold and indifferent eyes. Oh, he trained her well. Let's say that Nurse Harper did not threaten Gerard. And since Gerard did not expose her, it shows that the relationship probably wasn't as bad as we thought. Coincidentally, the person who last contacted Gerard was someone who would gently hold his hand, likely someone who was on good terms with Gerard. As such, isn't it reasonable for us to suspect Nurse Harper? Artem chuckles after hearing her words. Hi, Game Gambier. Oops. How are you? We're going through Tears of Themis right now. A big reveal has been made, and more mysteries are yet unanswered. So I'm a little bit involved in the story. Excuse me. Rosa witnessed that expression many times in the past. It isn't a friendly laugh. It is confident, even aggressive. At this moment, Artem says nothing, but she knows she's likely fallen into his
그
trap.
점에 대해서는 제가 감시 카메라 녹화본을 가지고 있습니다. 우태양이 실종된 당일 밤 제
Artem takes out his tablet and places it on the table. According to the video, on the night of the Gerard's disappearance, Harper had just finished her night duty and was on her way to the nearby convenience store. During that period, she drank many bottles of liquor and only left the store at dawn. Oh no, that poor nurse! So it wasn't Nurse Harper. After that, Artem takes out another item from his suitcase, an ordinary storage box.
그건 제가 백 변호사님께 집에서 가져와 달라고 부탁한 물건이에요.
Feels weird to say goodbye to Destiny Child after 7 years. Knowing you started playing when you lived in Korea and now ended service once you moved back to NA. Oh! I hope that you enjoyed your time with it though.
전 우태양의 실종과 연관되어 있지 않지만 적어도 두 분이 맞추신 부분이 있어요. 마지막에 우리의 관계는 그렇게 나쁘지만은 않았어요.
そうですか。
Sorry, Luke. I just need to know what's happening. Luke suspiciously takes a look at the box and initiates to open it. The box contains several small and scattered items such as an old and tattered keychain, a faded card, and a heavily used eraser. Are these Gerard's?
네. 우태양이 평소에 모으던 물건이에요. 친구가 없다고 소년원에 가기 전에 제게 맡기고 갔어요.
Besides these items, there is a letter that takes up a large space in the box. Luke opens it and hastily glances through it. He immediately frowns and his eyes fill with complex emotions. Luke, what's on it?
呉谷から河合さんに宛てて書かれた手紙だ。目を傷つけたことに対する謝罪とか、自分が母親をどう思っていたとか、そんな感じの。こんな風に思うのは間違ってると思う。けど、感情のままに起こった時、俺はなぜか楽になったんだ。
There are so many abused children in Hoyoverse.
なんていうか、解放されたのはあの人じゃなくて、俺たちだったんじゃないか。
Okay, have a good sleep. Thank you for sticking around, KJ. I appreciate it. Have a good rest. The OC tracks will get you every time it comes on Apple Music. Oh. Luke hands her the letter. Her eyes linger on the last few sentences for a long time. Because of my mother's illness, I haven't been able to have friends. When I'm out of the correctional facility, I hope to become a useful person. This time, I want to be someone who's needed by a friend. Although he did mention it in the letter, she vaguely senses he probably knew about his mother's fake illnesses long ago. Because he wanted to keep his unhealthy relationship of needing and being needed, he chose to say nothing about the truth. It was just like back then.
왜 돌아가야 되는데? 뭐? 왜라니? 넌 지금 규정을 어긴 거야. 잡히면 벌 받을 거라고.
If Julian were to give him the answer he wanted, would Gerard stay?
겨우 그것 때문에?
Oh. If Julian perhaps had said, because you're my friend.
겨우 다라니. 물론 그게 다가 아니지. 이제 겨우 친구가 되었는데 이렇게 그냥 가버리는 거야? 어디 가는지 말도 없이.
So where did Gerard go? Oh, is that the answer he wanted? Oh. Are you clueless about where Gerard is?
없어요. 하지만 이번에는 적어도 누구의 속박도 받지 않고 원하는 선택을 할 수 있게 되었다고 생각해요.
I choose to think that he's able to make up his own mind. The tension on her face melts away as she replies, replaced by a joyous expression of reassurance. Putting aside what she did, she certainly fits the image of an angelic nurse. Perchance dissatisfied with her present countenance, Luke fixes her with an intense glare. His eyes fill with
どう
rage.
やら自分がしたことを正しいと誇りにさえ思っているようですね。
Luke's face darkens as he walks over to her. With an unstoppable stride, he glides through the room, and his speed sends the chairs scattering in his wake. They descend to the floor with a soft thud.
조심하세요. 여긴 경찰서입니다.
もちろん分かってますよ。俺はただ彼女に聞かないといけないことを思い出しただけです。
It was your very first gacha game. It was curse and blessing in disguise. Met some of your closest friends thanks to gacha games, but also wallet stealer. Oh no, yeah. That's how I feel about Genshin. He marches past Artem and gives Harper a condescending look. She instinctively wants to move forward to stop him, but Artem interrupts and shakes his head, signaling her to stay and play by ear.
あたやクレタニの母親に注射した薬品はどこで入手したんですか？
누가 준 거예요?
Jerome Adams.
아니, 줬다기보단 알려줬다고 하는 게 맞겠죠?
I think it was Jerome.
情報。相手は誰です？
It seems like Luke's glare has made Harper rather anxious. She flinches as he draws in a sharp breath. She helplessly takes a glimpse at Artem, but the latter remains still and chooses not to chime in. It seems like before Luke makes any overly aggressive actions, Artem will not intervene.
모르겠어요. 어느 날 가방에서 쪽지를 발견했는데 거기에 오이디푸스라는 이름이 적혀 있었어요.
Oedipus? Why Oedipus?
그 약들은 정체불명의 경로를 통해 병원에 공급되었는데 전 그걸 찾았을 뿐이에요.
首都第一病院で起きたこともあなたと関係が。
The capital's first people's hospital? She's taken aback by the sudden mention of this name. Harper seems surprised as well and looks at Luke in confusion.
수도병원? 무슨 말을 하려는 건지 모르겠네요.
That's where Luke got sick.
わからない。そうですか。では何もわからない状況でどうしてその薬を使う気になったんです？
어떻게라뇨. 전 사람을 구하고 있었어요. 태양이가 예전에 저를 도와준 적이 있으니 저도 태양이를 구해준 거라고요. 장태사는 죽어 마땅했고 우태양 엄마는 그렇게 병에 걸리고 싶어하니 그 소원을 이뤄준 거예요. 그렇게 잘못됐나요?
いいですか。あなたに誰かを裁く権利などありません。
Luke loosens and tightens his clenched fist, ultimately decides not to throw his fist at anyone. She wishes to hold his hand like the person who held the forsaken Gerard's hand on that day in the alley outside the correctional facility and brought him away. An instinct is telling her to bring Luke away from this place as soon as possible. But it's too late. Luke suddenly bends forward, seemingly in pain. He staggers back 2 steps and barely manages to reach out to the nearby table to balance himself.
어떻게 된 거죠?
Oh, he's worried. Luke, are you okay? She steps forward immediately to hold him, but he pushes her aside. Afterward, he staggers along the door and accidentally knocks over the box of items on the table to the ground. Some small items scatter into the ground. A small slip of paper that she has not noticed previously slips out of the box. She instinctively lowers her head and notices some familiar symbols on the paper.
감사합니다. 제가 가진 게 별로 없어서 담요로 2분께 무료로 점을 받으려도 될까요?
Did the fortune teller? Was she the one who took him? You wish to tell us our fortunes. The memory flashes by, but the current situation simply doesn't allow her to think it over. After quickly nodding towards Artem to give her regard, she hurriedly chases after Luke. I think it was the fortune teller. Okay, last one. We're almost done. This chapter will be done soon. Okay. Oh my god, did it really take me 3 hours to do this chapter? Jesus. She runs out of the police station and finds that the sky has darkened. Before she realizes it, it's already nighttime. As Luke has disappeared in a blink of an eye, she wanders along the street, looking around for him while calling him on the phone. Come on, pick up. The narrow alley gradually becomes wider. She stops and stares blankly at the intersection in front of her. Where should she go? Where will he go? She hurriedly retreats 2 steps as the shrill noise of the horn pulls back her wandering mind. Before she can catch her breath, the busy line on her phone suddenly goes through. Luke, where are you? I'll go and find you. The other end of the line remains silent for several seconds before Luke speaks up.
来なくていいから。お前は早く家に帰れ。
Is he finally gonna tell her? Please just tell her. Then come out and speak with me in person. I'll head back after making sure you're fine.
今は会いたくない。
Luke's voice is hoarse, low, and even a little weak. Regardless, she chooses to believe that it's his way of expressing his unhappiness and anger, like an animal that instinctively avoids contact when feeling low and not his true intention. But I want to see you. Luke, are you okay? I'm very worried for you. He takes a deep breath and doesn't respond to her question directly.
小さい頃、お前が友達の誕生日パーティーに欠席したこと、まだ覚えてるか？
Did I? I don't remember, but why are you suddenly asking me about this? Luke chuckles and continues talking without replying.
あの時、お前は風邪をひいた俺を看病するために欠席したんだ。で、その日のことが原因で、お前は友達の輪から外されちまった。
Oh, that's inevitable. I mean, that's how kids behave.
今日までずっと言えなかったけど、あの時、俺は仮病だったんだ。
Oh?
お前が俺から離れていっちまうんじゃないかって。
Oh, so he acted in a way similar. Is that... So did he already know? Really? It's fine. We were kids then, and I've forgotten about it.
けど、俺は覚えてる。だから、首都で病気にかかってすぐ、俺はあの時のことを思い出したんだ。
Oh, wait, did he already tell her?
皮肉なことに、俺の願いはこうして叶っちまった。お前のことだから、きっともう、俺のことを忘れるなんてできないだろうからな。
I swear he hadn't told her.
だからこそ、余計に後悔したよ。こんなことになるなら、最初から、お前に会いに行くんじゃなかったって。
She keeps convincing herself Luke must be confused due to his illness and that she shouldn't believe every word he said. However, upon hearing those words, she still feels tightness in her throat, as if something is gently strangling her. She only realizes it's drizzling when she sees water droplets falling on her phone screen.
雨だぞ。もう帰れ。
She keeps quiet. The rain keeps falling, but her legs feel as heavy as stone, unable to move even an inch. Her mind begins to wander as Luke's words reverberate in her ears. She recalls the abnormalities he's shown in the past few investigations. There are too many memory fragments playing back and forth in her mind, preventing her from making rational judgments like she used to.
風邪をひかないと気が済まないのか。
Huh? No.
嘘つくな。今すぐ帰れ。
Hearing his sudden anxious rebuke, she's taken aback. How does he know that I haven't left and I'm lying? Unless... She looks around and she looks up and surveys around. Stretches of streetlights illuminate the gloomy night, and the road is filled with flickering lights from passing cars. There's nowhere to hide. However, she notices a faintly lit alley in front of her on the right. Will Luke be hiding there? She immediately runs towards the alley. Hug time! I gotta hurry before he escapes. Ignoring the uneven road beneath her feet, she dashes into the alley, anxiously looking for a possible hiding spot. As the rain gets heavier and heavier, the wind grows even colder. As she starts to feel discouraged at seeing no sign of Luke,
こんな雨の中でぼーっとするなよ。
the speaker takes the opportunity to grab her wrist and pulls her to the sheltered porch in front of a nearby abandoned store. Luke. Despite the pattering sound of the rain against the tattered roof, she can hear his disordered and rapid breathing. Oh. Wow, he's big compared to her. She's about to turn around and face him when she feels a pair of warm hands placed over her eyes, submerging her in darkness.
そのまま振り向かなくていい。
With her eyes covered, the sensitivity of her other senses is gradually amplified. Besides the pattering sound of the rain and the friction from the clothes of Luke's trembling body, she can vividly hear his heartbeats. Luke, you really like to lie. You lied about being sick when you were a kid, and now you lie about being fine.
子供の頃から嘘の素質があったのかもな。
You said you didn't want to see me, but you were watching me from close by. So when you said you wished you hadn't gone to me in the first place, it must be a lie too, right?
どうだろうな。
Luke replies perfunctorily, but Rosa can feel that he has slightly tightened his grip around her. At that moment, she knows the answer. She suppresses the surging bitterness in her throat and continues. I don't care if you know, but it's too late now for you to regret it. Even if the time rewinds and you decide not to look for me, I'll certainly look for you.
いや、 そんなことしなくていい。
He lowers his head, rubbing his hair against her neck as he whispers.
あれは全部嘘だから。
Shortly after, his attending Dr. Aaron Nishmir rushes over. Luke releases his arms, turns around, and follows Aaron's colleague into a car, seemingly heading to a highly confidential place for a rigorous physical examination. He insists that she should not tag along and instructs Aaron to send her home. At that moment, she certainly hopes that the rain doesn't stop. Just like the brief moment she spent alone with him just now, silently quenching the flames of resignation within him while nurturing the seed of hope.
그럼 여기까지만 데려다 드릴게요.
Okay, please let me know if you have any updates on Luke. It doesn't matter how late.
걱정 마세요. 끝나면 혁이한테 직접 찾아가라고 전할게요.
Thank you, Aaron. Aaron is the best. After expressing her gratitude, Aaron, about Luke's illness, what exactly happened? And the First People's Hospital, did something happen at that place? Was it related to Luke's illness?
그건 다 어디서 들으신 거죠?
Luke said it. She briefly explains the situation, but he only lets out a sigh.
그 녀석 정말 너무 조급했어. 하여튼 그 녀석이 먼저 말을 꺼낸 거니 제가 비밀을 누설한 게 아닌 겁니다.
Yay, Aaron. She nods and gestures for him to enter her house for a chat, but he simply places his hand on the doorframe, smiles and waves his hand.
제가 들어가면 혁이가 나중에 절 죽이려고 들걸요. 그냥 여기에서 간단히 말할게요.
Aaron is married. Come on. Yeah, got it.
혁이의 병은 임무 수행 중 부상을 당해서 병원에서 치료를 받다가 걸린 거예요. 방금 말한 수도제일병원에서요. 하지만 그때 병을 앓던 사람은 혁이 혼자가 아니라 여러 명이었어요. 그래서 저희는 병원이 약 구매 경로에 문제가 있는 것 같다고 의심하기 시작했죠.
If that's the case, wasn't it the same as Stella's public hospital? Did the police manage to find anything?
아니요. 거긴 여기보다 상황이 더 복잡했어요. 그래서 이런저런 방해를 받았고 수사를 시작했을 때는 이미 증거물이 거의 없는 상태였고요.
Perhaps because it's highly confidential, Aaron winks at her and gives a knowing look and doesn't continue further.
혁이의 얘기를 다시 하자면 혁이는 그 사람들 중 유일한 생존자예요. 선천적으로 건강한 몸이기도 했지만 솔직히 말해서 국정원이 최고의 의료 자원을 제공해준 덕에 살아남을 수 있었죠. 그래서 한동안 그 일에 대해 정말 신경을 많이 썼었어요.
またあの夢を見ました。彼らは後ろからやってきて俺を連れて行こうとするんです。 その方が公平。
귀신 같은 건 없으니까 쓸데없는 생각 마. 살 수 있었던 건 네 운이 좋아서야. 누군가의 희생 덕이 아니라.
Yeah.
もちろん分かってます。
Of course I know that.
ただなんとなくこの世界にも魂が存在してればいいなと思っただけです。そしたら万が一の時一言彼らに謝れるので。
아주 오래전에 혁이가 했던 헛소리들이에요. 아직도 기억하려나 모르겠네요.
He has an excellent memory, especially if he feels he owes people something. I'm sure he remembers it. Listening to Aaron's explanation, she suddenly recalls the question during the interrogation.
모든 의료 자원을 장태산에게 집중시키라고 명령해서 원래 치료받았어야 할 환자들이 기회를 놓쳤어요.
Oh.
장태산을 구하려고 도대체 얼마나 많은 무고한 생명을 희생시킬 생각이었던 거죠?
What was Luke feeling when Harper asked him that question? When it comes to medical treatment, no one should be ranked according to how rich or poor they are, how kind or evil they've been. Perhaps as someone who was personally involved, he knew more than anyone that outcome was unfair. But no matter what, at least he's still alive. The survivors don't live only for themselves, but also for the people who are gone, or those who are soon to leave this world. Oh man, this is heavy. As the darkness deepens into the late hours, Luke carefully sets a bottle of the drug on the table. It contains a pristine white powder with a sticky note. A short message is printed, try to live on.
毒の次は解毒剤か。まったく随分とうまい話だな。
He frowns as his gaze falls upon the handwritten signature at the end, Oedipus.